Ladies and gentlemen, pals and gals, welcome to the Max Daily Show. Also, special shout out to Sam's wife's boyfriend for tuning in live today. Tonight is an incredibly big night for America. We expect Trump to announce his 2024 run for presidency live from Mar-a-Lago. We've got, of course, the American Eagle shirt. We've got Owen looking incredibly dapper. And, of course, we have Sam. We are all high on Chick-fil-A spicy McNuggets. And this day is splendid. It's only about to get more splendid. Owen, thoughts on Trump?
I think Trump is pretty epic. I think he's an incredibly
Speak
divisive...
close to the mic, please.
I think he's an incredibly divisive figure because he's effective, and I think that without Trump, I'm not sure if the Republican Party has a future as a unified movement.
I would agree. I believe that Trump is the only person currently sufficient to make a mark on the progression that we've seen in this country over the last decade or so. Specifically socially, I don't think that someone like DeSantis has the balls, frankly, to go in and smash the establishment. He's part of the establishment. He's paid by the establishment.
I don't have the political chops to predict exactly what's going to happen when people back DeSantis. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but it looks like it's going to. But I do think that it is going to be disastrous for the Republican Party. I don't know how it's going to split up, but I don't know if the Republican Party as it exists can survive DeSantis. Now, that may in the long term be a good thing because we haven't been represented well by the Republican Party for the past, 70 years?
Well, ever, other than Trump. I say ever, post-World War II.
Right. So that may actually be a good thing in the long term, but I think it's going to be a rough few years, maybe 5 or 6 years, if DeSantis runs against Trump. It would be a pretty epic... psyop by the establishment if we could get Trump DeSantis after all this hype building, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Wait, are you talking about like Trump president?
Yes.
And then
yes.
DeSantis
yeah,
vice
that's
president?
Right.
Trump. I've not actually thought of a Vice President DeSantis. That could be a smart move on Trump's behalf, as obviously he would be kind of giving DeSantis a position, but not the position. I mean, I think DeSantis is still going to try and run against Trump. Certainly, he's backed by everyone. He's backed by the media. He's backed by the establishment. There's no reason he wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think DeSantis, I think he's foolish for doing what he's doing, but I think that he has been maybe seduced by the amount of institutional backing he has right now. He's got an incredible amount of money. He's got the friendly individuals over at the Daily Wire.
Individuals.
At the Daily Wire backing him. He's got Fox News backing him for the most part. I think Tucker Carlson has come in clutch lately defending Trump.
Our guy.
Yes. But no, yeah, he's got Fox, he's got the Daily Wire, which pretty much makes up the entirety of...
That's like it, right?
Yeah.
For us.
That's our A-team, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments who you
best.
think. We've got some people who are watching. Let us know in the comments whether or not you're a Trumper or a DeSantis. What do you even call him?
DeSantis.
DeSatanist.
Oh, a dissenter. How about that?
There you go.
High IQ.
A Cuban? What about a female runner? You don't think that there's going to be someone who steps up to the
Not if we're lucky.
Who else is going to be there? Because if DeSantis runs, then you have DeSantis, and then you have Trump. But who else would have the balls to actually step into that ring?
Well, we've got
DeSantis.
We've got Lion
Trump.
Ted Cruz, of course. Shout out to the 2016 election there. Lion Ted, he's going to make a show.
I think 100%. It's very possible that one of the candidates that Donald Trump backed that recently failed in the midterm could join him as a vice president. Blake Masters, maybe?
Unsure about Blake Masters. I don't know much about him.
No, I don't know much about him either, but I know that Donald Trump backed him, and then he lost. Shapiro claims that this is largely because Donald Trump raised a substantial amount of money and only gave a percentage, like literally 1% of the money that was raised under Blake Masters' name to Masters. I don't know if that's true, but it could be interesting. That said, I think Blake Masters would be a pretty good choice for Donald Trump, assuming that he's not going to go with DeSantis. I mean, he's been trashing DeSantis for the past week, so it seems unlikely.
We're talking about a vice president here, right?
Right.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's no Trumpism without Trump. I think that's important to reiterate, especially to people that support DeSantis. There's never going to be someone like Trump again. No one with the power, the wealth, the fame, the power.
I don't entirely agree with that. Right now, there is nobody who can replace Trump. If there were a better candidate, then it would be a little bit more. I would be a little more indecisive. There's nobody who
maybe
can
like
currently
Yeezy?
replace Trump. But
Did
I
you
think
say
that
Yeezy? Is in
I said Yeezy.
there is one particular reason that he cannot receive my support. Anyhow, but I don't think that you can say that there will never be somebody who will take this country back after Trump. I mean, that's how you get completely blackballed.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I think that it's important that if we're talking about dismantling the establishment, draining the swamp, even, we need someone who's external to the establishment. I mean, it can't be achieved internally.
Yeah, no, that's completely true. Yeah.
Right on.
Who do you think the media is going to be supporting? I mean, like
DeSantis.
Yeah,
of course.
absolutely.
I mean,
they trashed Trump for 4 years.
I would actually disagree with that. I would say that the media wants Trump to run again. Do you know how much money that they make
yeah,
with
they
Trump running?
But they won't be supporting him. They'll
No,
they'll televise it to no end.
Well,
But
they're all hypocrites. Is that what I'm saying is that
Look at the hypocritical left, guys.
they're going to want him to run so that they make more money. I mean, who's really watching CNN and
They're going to want him
NBC and
to
CBS?
run so
Boomers.
that they can continue to trash on him for 4 years.
yeah, exactly. I mean, so media wet dream to have someone like Trump because he's so controversial at this point. I mean, he can. I mean, DeSantis used this example earlier, but I would use it for Trump. That he wakes up and the mainstream media, they get in a pickle about him literally waking up. I think that's the case for Trump. I mean, anything he does is hugely criticized and he's mocked relentlessly for any action or inaction that he takes.
I don't know if Donald Trump is really as controversial as a lot of people say without the media. Like 85% of that controversy was manufactured. Like most of the things that come out of his mouth, I'd be like, yeah, I agree with that. And then you get a bunch of people on CNN, Don Lemon screeching because of what he said and how it's secretly a dog whistle for normal people.
Well, did you see what I think it was Don Lemon said after the 2020 election and Biden was declared president? He came on screen with his teary eyes and he went, I can finally send my children to school in America without racism and hatred. And it was like, get over yourself, big guy. That's not what Trump's about. I agree that the media, certainly, I mean, these days, everything.
Yeah, maybe he can send his kids to school without racism or hatred, but I can't.
Could I say the C word that ends in Ovid?
I thought you were going to say that ends with unt.
Whoa.
And I was going to say that you're British.
I'm
so
a mild-mannered Englishman. I would never say that.
That's kind of your word, though. I mean, the people of the UK.
Well, maybe Australia. But, the media, everything's a spectacle, right? So they're going to jump on anything they can, jump on any controversy. I think Trump is the pinnacle of controversy there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he made his fortune on being a controversial figure. Or I should say he made his stake in popular culture by being a controversial figure. And people loved him for it until he challenged the political establishment. Donald Trump may have changed political parties before he ran for president, but he didn't change brand. Donald Trump has been pretty consistent for 40 years. It was only after he challenged the political establishment that he became this Voldemort type figure in the media. They loved him.
They loved him, didn't? Yeah, as you said. Celebrities, everyone would hang around this guy. He was the guy to be around. He was successful. He was rich, incredibly handsome, of course.
High energy.
Yeah, everyone wanted
because
to be
he
his
probably
friend.
has a Ritalin addiction.
Exactly. And suddenly he comes out and he says some funny things and he does all this. Everybody loses their minds. I think I've said that every stream now. We're going to refrain from the Joker takes. We've got a question in the chat from Little Man. Going to give Max some takes on English politics and see what he says. Okay, English politics are potentially the most blackpilling of any politics in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So we could get into that if you like.
With the exception of Scottish.
Well, they're just funny.
They're funny. They talk like this all the time.
Do your funny.
Do my Scottish accent. I can talk like this the entire stream and nobody can tell what I'm saying.
You can
I can.
See, I can do the Irish one, but I can't really do the Scottish.
Sam is banned from doing accents live on air.
That's not true.
Henceforth.
I'm at the point now where I've realised that my family's so unbelievably English that's the reason I suck at accents. It's just I'm too English. It's like, oh, you can't do an American accent? No, I'm too English. Like I've not got the American gene anyway. I've not got the Scottish gene, the Irish gene.
Can you do any other accent? Like Brazilian or
I can do like English and then English but a bit posh. and then English, but not very posh.
Let's hear the English, but a bit posh.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Too English, apparently, whatever that means. Is it possible to be too English? I mean,
Yes.
okay. Double whammy. Maybe I'll keep the shirt then.
Kitty Cat 3044, is that Catherine, Luke's made-up girlfriend?
Yeah, this just in. It is in fact the made-up imaginary girlfriend. Max, you should bring up who else is going to be sitting next to you. He's not here yet.
Who is going to be sitting next to me?
Whipping Boy Nick?
Oh, Whipping Boy Nick is back. Everybody, if we get to 1,000 subscribers,
He's finally back from the hospital.
am I allowed to say this on stream?
Well, you should have said it at the beginning. Let's save it for tomorrow.
No,
to, like, announce it at the
the
beginning.
bit about 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. But I mean, like, we're well
Okay,
past
we'll
that.
go.
Just trust the plan.
Whipping Boy Nick will be sat in his usual chair. Just back from the ER, I believe. Yes, it was a hell of a day for him yesterday.
We're actually investing in stockades to make the beating a little easier.
Yeah. So if you guys could send money his way.
My way.
Oh yeah, of course. If we get to 1,000 subscribers by the time, well, next couple of weeks, I suppose, we're going to invest in a highly industrial cattle prod to kind of increase the Sam Daily Show experience a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say. I'm extremely excited for this corporate acquisition, so to speak. I'm gonna get Sam right in the butthole with it. That's pretty much all there is to it. If we can get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the week, I think that's the goal. So shill for your friends if you want to see Sam Daly get tased in the anus. Get an anal tasing.
Can you say that on YouTube?
Well, I did.
He did. Stream's going down.
I know for a fact you can say that on YouTube.
Because he said it before.
He said it before. When's Trump starting his speech? Max may have been slightly incorrect. The commentary started at 7:30.
Did you make an announcement that Trump is starting to speak at 7?
We thought he did. We thought he was going to, and then we only realised when we loaded the stream that in fact it was some commentary. We were going to get this commentary in the bottom right. Can we get it in like the bottom right corner of the stream, just so that we've got some stimmies to look at?
I mean, I can probably just get some audio from it right now.
No, we don't want the audio. Because it's just
it's
some like neoconservative shills.
We should hear what these neocon shills have to say.
Nah, 'cause
though.
I want
can
to talk
tell you
about
what
a
they're gonna
very
say.
important story today. Very important story. This isn't the Chick-fil-A food review.
Is this?
We'll get onto that later. We're currently going to talk about a Martian from Russia. Owen, would you care to break the news?
One would think that a Martian would come from Mars or that a Russian would come from Russia. But no, in fact, this Martian comes from Russia. He's an 8-year-old boy?
No, he's like 13, 14.
He's like 13. I think his name is Boris.
Other side of the screen.
Something
sir.
like that. He's extremely Russian. And he says that he is a part of an alien race sent from Mars.
Yeah, they call themselves, get ready, the Martians. So incredibly new and intuitive name.
It's very convenient because we also call them Martians.
Coincidence.
Due to the fact that they really like Mars bars. And
You guys have Mars bars?
I actually don't know.
Wow.
We have Mars bars, but I don't.
Like the ones in black wrapping with red letters.
Yeah, but we call them Mars bars.
Yeah, that's what we call them. Mars bars.
No. We call them Mars bars.
Oh, there's like two different words.
Not Mars bars. Mars bars.
Okay. They are delicious.
He says that he was like, what was he, like conceived during the Lemurian time period or something?
You remembered that word. I didn't know.
it's a thing in Risk of Rain too, so I thought, that's curious.
Hand the camera to Owen. Max is getting a phone call.
So he said that he was like born or conceived or something during the Lemurian period, which evidently occurred a few million years ago. When
11 million years ago, I believe.
Oh, 11 million years ago, was it?
The Lemurian, whatever it was, is apparently a mythical hidden city, around the coast of India. And he claims that he was here during the collapse then, and he's here during the collapse now, in order to save the world.
Today we call it New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. We love it. But, yeah. What are your thoughts? I certainly believe him.
I believe him too, and what I think is really exciting about this is it's going to, roll into a new religion for white women to put in their Tinder bio.
So true.
So that could be really exciting for the future of Tinder, Bumble. What other dating apps are you on?
Am I on? I'm not on any. You're crazy.
Oh, okay. My bad. I must be mistaken.
Yeah, I mean Sam's on what's the Christian one?
No, I'm not on one either.
Max, what is the best American food you've had so far, other than Katie's mother?
I was trying. Whoa. Well, I've not had Katie's mother. I mean, Katie offered to cook for me at one point, but she didn't want to come from Ohio to Kansas City. I'm unsure if I can blame her. What is the best American food I've had so far? Is now the time to get into the Chick-fil-A food review?
Yes, I think it is.
Okay, Chick-fil-A was not the best food I've had in the US, because JJ has cooked for me. So.
Oh my gosh, we got another freaking idiot going to a painting and throwing black paint all over it.
We were going to talk about Chick-fil-A.
Is it a good painting?
I mean, it's a decent painting.
Is it like anything made in the last 10 years?
It's attack on Gustav Klimt's Death in Life painting.
Oh,
can we see that on the stream?
No, I know what painting you're talking
yeah,
about.
actually, I probably could. Let me figure out how to do this. You know what? You guys keep talking. I'm gonna figure out how to do this.
Klimt is the one. Klimt.
Yeah.
He's the one who makes like collages of he makes weird paintings of people, but they look like collages. I don't know how to describe it, but I know that somebody out there watching has seen a Klimt painting in the opening scene of Elfenlied. Don't worry about it.
I have no idea what any of these things are.
But yeah, his paintings probably deserve to be trashed. A lot of them are pretty actually explicit.
Here we go. I think I have it right here.
Awesome. So
look at that. That works out just fine. I just plant it right there. So yeah, this guy just goes up. Can you guys see it over there too?
Just about. Might want to enlarge it a bit. Put it on the other side as well. I mean, it'll cover Nick.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be
Elfenlied
perfect.
is an excuse to watch child porn on Crunchyroll, but
ah, shoot.
I don't know if you can say that either.
Well,
is that? I presume that photo is a.
So this guy goes over and then grabs this guy and then like pulls him away. Like, oh, I think it looks like he glued his hand to it too. So that's a new thing that they're doing now.
Oh yeah,
so
the climate activists.
Maybe Max can come back with me to Pennsylvania for a weekend and we can meet up.
Huh?
Sorry, Katie wants to says Max could catch a ride to Ohio and I'd make food for him. Maybe when I go back to PA for
just abandon Sam.
Yeah. For a few days, he'd be all right.
Would your family make me turkey?
I would have to ask.
Okay. I mean, it's in the works now. That is bizarre, though. I mean, I don't understand this new trend of just they're not actually destroying the art, are they? The art is protected.
Is it?
So yeah. Like the I think was it Van Gogh's Sunflower the other week. They threw something at, but luckily there was like plexiglass or something, probably bulletproof glass in front of it.
I know that in the Pittsburgh Carnegie Art Museum, a lot of that isn't protected. A lot of like seriously ancient paintings are just up there. Like I could go there with an airsoft gun and like cause millions of damage.
Whoa.
With a fake toy and cause millions of property damage. New party would split the vote. Yes, a new party would split the vote, but I don't think that any new party. I mean, my boomer grandpa is still going to vote Republican no matter what. Whatever has the red R, that's going to be what he votes for. What I'm concerned about is a split between the people most likely to get things done, me and Sam and Max.
Of course.
We're the A team. No, but I mean like
I'm English.
The genuinely conservative movement, I'd be devastated if they completely divorced themselves from the conservative movement because I really think that could be a death blow to any momentum we have aside from like, Fed posting. Like I don't know how you even accrue political power as a third party.
You know, I think it would destroy us short term. 10 years, 15 years. But I think it would be essential if we wanted to actually stand for anything. Because if we didn't, then Trumpism would essentially lose all momentum and be over. Trump couldn't run. I don't think he would run. He would run in 2028. I mean, he's getting old.
Yeah, how old is he? Like 70?
I wouldn't run.
Like 300 or something.
I don't know if I would have the energy to run in his position right now. I mean, you say what you will about Donald Trump. He is not a quitter. He has been I mean,
Bro, he's 70. He's 76.
Bro,
he's old as balls, bollocks.
Unbelievable.
And I mean, he's facing serious legal repercussions for things that he may or may not have done wrong. I'm not going to comment on those things, but like one way or the other, he's facing serious consequences for his actions, whether those are justified consequences or not, and he's continuing to fight. I think that is admirable. If Donald Trump right now quit, I guarantee that all of the persecution that he's facing right now would go away. I think that would actually, I mean, for better or worse, if DeSantis runs, Donald Trump drops out of the race, I think that if nothing else will be a great litmus test for whether or not the persecution is legitimate, because I suspect that if he were to drop out, if he isn't successful, the persecution will stop, and then we will know that it was politically motivated.
I mean, something very important to remember. I think I said this last time. A lot of people say that the enemy wants you dead. I don't think that's true. I think that they want you to conform, quite frankly. So, as you said, they would take Trump out of the fight. If they wouldn't have a need to persecute Trump,
right?
And kind of force him to go away, because he would have done it himself. They want conformity. If they like killing your political, and I'm not saying that they would. I don't think in this country certainly they would at all. I think it's kind of more prevalent when you talk about kind of maybe the disciples back in biblical times. They want people to conform to the world, to them, to their ideas, because they get reinforced. Their ideas are reinforced by other people partaking. They essentially just want their ideas to be accepted by the mainstream. I think that's a lot of the reason that you'll see the LGBT community go after children. It's not, most of the time, it's not because they want to do funny things with children. I'll be charitable and say that. Incredibly charitable. I think that they want society from a young age to accept them and accept their ideas, and there's no easier way to do that than corrupting the minds of the future generations.
Yeah, I don't know how we got there from Donald Trump, but I completely agree. I was having this...
I have no idea either.
this discussion with somebody actually way too late last night about, the different manifestations of evil. And they said something like, well, real evil is really difficult to see. I don't think that's true at all, especially in the modern age. The majority of people who are legitimately evil, they wear it on their sleeves. But their real strategy is to convince you that they're not actually evil. They're not hiding in plain sight. They're just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this thing, and you're gonna accept it."
It's those smarmy news headlines of, and that's a good thing actually.
Oh yeah,
and they tag it onto the
I
end
murdered
of the
seven children in
the most
Benghazi,
heinous
and
statement you've ever
good
seen. But we've got some questions.
Yeah, it looks like Homie went on Dr. Phil and Rose. Oh, they're talking about Matt Walsh and how Matt Walsh is he's kind of shilling for Dos Santos.
I mean, you saw,
which is Matt Walsh is my guy.
I don't think he is. I don't think Matt Walsh is your guy, because Matt Walsh is
maybe he's Sam's guy.
Yeah,
maybe
he is,
but not our
maybe
guy.
he is, but I'm going to say that he's not, because back in 2016 he was massively against Trump. I don't think he ever stopped being against Trump. I think he just went away.
He followed the money.
Yeah, I mean, you can listen to the new John Doerr video. These people that were these mainstream establishment GOP members that were heavily against Trump, they didn't just suddenly accept him when he was elected. They just went away and they bided their time, and now they're back. If you look at what Matt Walsh said, he was flat out insane, frankly. I think he compared Trump voters in 2016 or 2015 to people voting for the Nazis in the Weimar Republic, which...
Well, I mean, they kind of are, right?
No.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We're not going to get into that take, actually. That take would be slightly too base for YouTube.
No, something did happen recently with Matt Walsh. He went on the Joe Rogan show, and I think he made an absolute utter fool of himself.
100%.
For the longest time, he would always make these arguments. Anytime he would have any kind of argument, whether it be abortion or, I don't know how you would do it, immigration, but abortion primarily, is that he would always try to make the argument outside of, without using the Bible.
from a secular perspective.
Yeah. And so whenever he went on Joe Rogan, is that was the argument he was making for, or rather against gay marriage. And after listening for like it was like. It was kind of like whenever Louder with Crowder went on, when Steven Crowder got on there, and then he had the argument with marijuana. Yeah. Where that got really heated. That was way more entertaining.
Steven Crowder, years ago now, stormed off Joe Rogan. They were talking about marijuana, and Steven Crowder was like, well, studies say, and then Joe Rogan was like, but studies don't say that. And then
this sounds vaguely familiar.
He got low IQ'd, and then Steven Crowder stormed off.
Well, Steven Crowder is kind of goofy.
Yeah, goofy.
He's a goofy guy. But anyway, what I'm saying though is that the argument that he was trying to make was he wasn't he and then Joe Rogan, all he did was look at Matt Walsh and he's like, well, aren't you a Christian? And it's like, okay, that opens the door to have that discussion, to actually pull out the word of God, that being the sword. And he didn't do any of that. And so that was a little bit telling for me, and I actually did kind of move for Matt Walsh.
I'll give Matt Walsh some credit in that particular instance. Like, yes, if you were a Christian, then you should not be ashamed of saying, yeah, you know what, I believe XYZ because it says right here that you should not be doing XYZ.
It should be your duty if you're sat on a podcast to discuss it.
Yes, I agree with you. But I do think that Matt Walsh may have been making a strategic play because, as we know, people who are not Christian will say, well, aren't you a Christian? Because they can use their vague understanding of your moral framework to back you into a corner by saying, well, you know, shouldn't you love your neighbor, that sort of thing. And that requires...
Don't you believe in slavery?
Right. That requires a substantial amount of theological explanation because, you know, any religion that's lasted, you know, several thousand years is not going to be explainable with, you know, 3 buzzwords. And they do that because it puts you on the defensive. It makes you explain something that is, from a secular perspective, perpendicular to the actual argument. And even if you do win that argument, it's not going to change their mind because they're not Christian. Okay, now we've established that as a Christian you believe this because you're Christian. Okay, cool. Now let's get back to where we were in the secular argument. I think that when you're discussing with somebody who's secular, you should absolutely say, and not be ashamed of saying, yes, I believe this because Jesus, God made flesh, literally said, do not do this thing. I don't know what more reason you need. But if you're talking to somebody who is secular, especially somebody like Joe Rogan, who probably has a mostly secular and mostly, never mind, audience.
DMT, bro.
I think it makes some amount of sense to sort of sidestep that. If only because you're not going to actually make any progress with that line, especially if you've only got, you know, a limited airtime.
I agree to an extent, but what we're seeing a lot is even these hardcore Christians. I think it's fair to say that he's a very, very strongly Christian man. Some of the guys at the Daily Wire are, some certainly are not. But you know, they're trying to slowly remove religion from politics. You saw Joe Kent do the same thing. He said that Jesus was too controversial for politics. And it's like, do you not understand that these things are inherently linked? Like, he's absolutely everything to do with politics, quite frankly.
Right.
So
I don't understand how anybody who is even, you know, adjacent to Christianity can even make that kind of claim. I mean, you are not saved if you say that because that indicates that you do not have trust in the Lord.
I mean, you're putting the world over the truth. From my standpoint, at least, something that I've come to realize is that you've got. I mean, that frankly, I don't think that anyone you can argue, oh, you could have a popular vote put out to democracy. I don't think that anyone on the planet has the authority to dictate what other humans should do without the absolute authority of a god. I think even for conservatives who are not Christian to say abortion is bad, like they've not got the authority to say that. There's no authority there because if they're also arguing that God doesn't exist, they're arguing that absolute morality does not exist. So all they're doing is enforcing their moral framework on others. And people are probably going to disagree with me on that, to be honest.
Here's my deal with it, is that, here's the question, is that, like, you see such, like, so, like, with Matt Walsh, going back to that, is that he was defending his political position, or rather, he was defending it on a logical base, right? Or logical premise, right? And so then the question is this, is that, like, what was concerning for me when I saw that is Matt Walsh not confident enough to in apologetics to defend his beliefs? Is he not?
What is he accomplishing by doing so? I mean, effectively,
To going to, what do you mean, defending his faith?
I mean, let's say he does
Live on Joe Rogan?
No, I mean, I think that there's something to that, but I mean, let's say that he does competently defend his faith. What has he accomplished? What has he done to the audience? What has he conveyed to the audience?
Well,
I believe he's planted a seed. I don't think that he's going to change someone's mind by having a debate with them on a talk show, but he's going to lead them in a certain direction. Maybe they'll come up with they'll rethink maybe years later about that.
Yeah, no, I actually think that's fair.
I think like what happened to me. I think eventually for most people that were new to religion, they kind of came politics, then religion, opposed to religion.
Ashlyn Zelensky is back. She's asking about Elijah Schaffer.
We'll get into Elijah Schaffer.
What happened to Elijah Schaffer?
But
we'll have a 5-minute break here, and then when we get back, we'll talk about Elijah Schaffer.
We won't. But I think that a lot of people, everything kind of clicks into place, and are you actually going to go for a break? No way.
No, I don't think so.
I do kind of want to find my glasses.
And I could really go for a water.
I'll continue to talk. We'll do a Max Q&A actually. You go grab some water.
A Max Q&A?
Max will take questions in the chat.
I have my water. We're not going to do it a Max Q&A.
Oh man. Okay. Well, maybe we will anyway.
I'll take an Owen Q&A over a Max Q&A any day.
I'll just forward all of the questions to Max.
Okay. Well, we could elaborate on the Elijah Schaffer bit then.
Is that a wise move?
I think it is. So Elijah Schaffer obviously lost his position at Blaze for allegations that we're not going to go into, because I believe I shouldn't have been told why he lost the position. I think he's doing his own thing now. He's gone astray. We're kind of back to when did he kind of get relevant? 2019.
Was he ever truly?
Dude, it was like 2016. 2017.
I remember the Fleckers stuff, but I don't think the man on the street content was great.
It would have been around 20. I mean, I think
it's 2017 whenever he was really building an audience.
I think the Sanuary Jix thing was when he really stepped into the limelight because he was doing on the street reporting for that.
Yeah, in 2020, Black Lives Matter,
and
mostly peaceful protests.
There was that, and then there was the what's his head Rittenhouse case.
Yeah, he was great on that. So I don't think his content is as great as it was back then.
I don't think his content has ever been phenomenal. I think the best work that he has personally done
has been John Doyle's.
Well, yes, that, but also his reporting. I mean, he gave John Doyle a platform. I think that's incredibly important. Does that speak to his skill or his talent? No, but I think his on-the-street reporting is legitimately pretty good.
I used to watch hours of that stuff, him and Fleckers. It was, look at the crazy anti-fascists.
Well, have you guys listened to Flecker's new podcast lately?
No,
I've not.
Really? He's got a podcast. Did you ever watch any of his? And I don't even think he posts them on YouTube because they are just too much.
Too base
for YouTube. Yeah, too base for YouTube. They're This Week in Culture. Are you familiar with those?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, I've heard a few of those.
It's like 20 minutes, and I really need to get back into watching those because it just lays out all of just the degeneracy that's happened in the past week in culture, and it's really crazy because I think it's huge what he's doing. Not necessarily the podcast, but This Week in Culture, because it's creating a history book of how fast things are moving. I mean, it went from the drag queen shows are obviously in there all the way back to
https://groomerpedia.com. Go ahead and check it out.
So true.
This is true.
Now.
But anyway, Fleckers is one of that's huge. I always wanted to have this conversation is between all of these other people who are making this content, is that you have Fleckers who's like really into like capture. He was actually almost like a Libs of TikTok before Libs of TikTok. And he gathered a lot of the footage that was just of these people who are, teachers that are coming out and saying, oh, my kids are cats, and if they identify as cats, then that's just fine, right?
I think it's... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I agree with you on the history bit, because we all remember back in 2014, 2015, when I think a lot of the audience first got into politics. We'd look at the SJW Cringe and Fails compilation, and it would be these overweight feminists, and we would kind of have a laugh at them because they
kind of a redundant.
True. They kind of had the funny hair, and they would scream, and we were like, "Ha, look at them." the Burger King lady getting arrested after screaming at someone. We all remember the footage, the Jigglypuff. Golden era for politics, because we didn't have to try then. There was no threat. The only threat really was these crazy people, and then suddenly they became more and more normalized. And here we are now.
They were the minority.
We've gone off the slippery slope that is.
Yeah,
of course,
we're laughing at these guys. We're like, haha, how goofy! All of a sudden, they're teaching our children things that I don't even think I could say here.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're. Well, I don't know.
No, you can't.
Can we try?
You can even say them in city council meetings. There's like parents that would actually go to city council meetings and then read the literature that is being put into not just into the libraries but into the curriculum.
And they were banned because what they were saying was too explicit.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, they said they turned off their microphone. And it's
and so many people I saw did the age-old, well, look at the hypocritical left, and not like, well, look at the people. We need to... Okay.
The hypocritical take is silly on both sides, to be honest. Like, I think as it comes to enforcement of kind of political ideology, especially if you're objectively correct about everything.
Like me.
Thank you. And me, of course.
Of course.
Although we may disagree on some things...
I'm going to go ahead and put on the screen everybody who agrees with that.
I don't see... Man. Well, let's go from more of an objective morality.
Is Donald Trump talking yet?
He's not. We've got a while.
Okay.
Like
I can
half
hear
an hour.
swinging the audio real quick.
25 here locally.
Yeah,
about
all right.
35 minutes
There
until
we go. 35
President
minutes.
Trump is expected to take the
35
stage
minutes.
here. And you can
What else
see
do we
the
have on
way
the
those
docket to talk
flags
about?
are
Sam, you
lined
can turn it off.
Flashlight brand review was the only other thing we had prepared.
Flashlight, yes. Yeah.
With an A.
Yeah. I was going to go back to the hypocrite thing. I mean, when people say, "Oh, look at them, they're hypocrites," it's like, well, you should be, quite frankly. I don't think that people that oppose me, especially to this degree, should be able to
Operate under the same standard as...
Yeah, 100%. Like, you guys have got your Second Amendment. You want... I mean, I'm sure that there's the diehard libertarians that want the people that quite literally want to kill you to own guns. I mean, that's a great idea, isn't it? Like, because freedom or something. Like, why?
I think that there is actually, and maybe I'm being an r/enlightened centrist here, but I think...
You are.
I'll strangle you after the show.
Do it now.
I think there is actually a middle position there where we say that, yes, every sane person should have guns, right? Like, we have caveats in the law to prevent people who should not own guns from having guns. But the issue is not the law. The issue will never be the law.
Who wields the law?
Right. There is no such thing as a nation of laws, as many people have said. It's always going to be about maintaining institutional power. We are never going to make a constitution that works. Constitution does nothing. The Constitution is a piece of paper that exists somewhere. What matters is institutional power. We know this because we watch the left every single day walk all over us, despite the fact that the Constitution should prevent this sort of thing. It is because they have institutional power. It was an amazing pipe dream from the Founding Fathers. Well, not even the Founding Fathers, because even they built the Constitution with the presupposition that moral people would maintain institutional power. It's a wonderful pipe dream from the libertarians now to think that the Constitution will just kick in any day now, any day now, and save us, when really what has allowed this country to fall into the dirt is the lack of maintenance of that institutional power. We're never going to make a Constitution. We could boogaloo tomorrow, and everything could be great and amazing for 15 years until one dude's kid with blue hair gets us back where we started again, if we don't maintain institutional power. The Constitution does not work without the institution, and I think it's high time for everybody, libertarian and conservative alike, to realize that.
Have you ever heard the quote that a video camera is more powerful than a gun? It's something like that.
No, that's really stupid. I could shoot you.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, do you want to get this?
No, but it is, though. Like, the media is much more powerful than,
Oh, yeah, the
100
reaches.
guys with a gun.
Yeah, certainly. But a lot of guns are substantially more powerful than a lot of cameras.
Yeah, maybe the guns you own. I have cooler guns.
I don't know. I got some guns over here.
I
Refuse to go to the gym with us.
You're kind of losing to the English guy with a stupid shirt on. But stupid.
Let's do 25 by 6.
Depends on how many guns you have. So true.
something else I would like to talk about. Twitter ban wave. Did you guys see that?
No.
The biggest ban wave on Twitter since January 6th occurred a few days ago.
On what grounds?
I think it was something to do with the Groypers and these more far-right fellows that we, of course, embrace if they exercise.
Groypers are so cringe, but unfortunately, I think we do need to defend the Groypers.
Definitely. Something I saw, actually, it was a take from the head Groyper. I don't think I can say his name on YouTube, but one of the best takes I've seen on this, actually, was you see that the institutions and the conservative media institutions will complain to no end about how they're being targeted by this ban wave and how the Twitter censorship is affecting them. You saw this with the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire tweeted out that it was time to unban Jordan Peterson. If you know anything about Jordan Peterson's Twitter account,
he just called some woman fat or something.
His Twitter account has not actually been banned remotely. He just needs to remove some comment on there, and then he's able to get access to his account, which has 3 million followers, and he's owned since 2009.
To be fair, I really hate that system. It's like forced conciliation before you can have your Twitter back.
Right, but he's not being banned, is he? I mean, there's no one in the mainstream media.
I don't really think there's an effective difference. Like, do something that you disagree with. Like, what's the point of having Twitter if you can't say things that you believe in?
Yeah, sure, but look at his audience, right? His audience he's got 3 million followers. He's had the account for like 13 years at this point. He's got an incredibly big account. If he was banned for saying that, he would lose all of that, and it would take him years to get back to where he was. He'd also lose all of his previous tweets.
But at least if he made a new account, he could continue to say things that he believes in. Right now, he's screwed because either he can't say things that he believes in, or...
Well, he just can't call some woman fat. I mean, that was about it.
What's wrong with calling women fat?
Especially if they're fat.
Well, in my opinion, but I don't own Twitter, so very sad.
Have you actually ever called a woman fat, Max?
Flashbacks to 4 hours ago. Or last night. Or the night before last night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back to the topic. You see the people on the further to the right that mostly align with us. Their accounts will be banned every single time they try to make a new account. It'll be gone within days. That's actual censorship. Yet you see these mainstream neoconservative outlets saying, "Oh, look at us, we're being censored," and it's like, no one in the Daily Wire, for example, has ever been banned on Twitter. It's because they are part of the establishment. They agree with the establishment. Further vindication.
I'm torn on my take on the Daily Wire, generally speaking, because I think that we owe something to the Daily Wire.
Certainly, I'm not gonna. I mean, people like to poop on them because, they see it as a sign of ideological growth that they can now rag on Ben Shapiro because they started with Ben Shapiro, and it's only natural that they're going to outgrow Ben Shapiro.
Well, yeah, I think there's actually something to that. Trashing on Ben Shapiro is sort of like a rite of passage.
Yeah, certainly. But I think that they're. I mean, if you see now, they're backing away from Kanye, and I'm not sure we're allowed to get...
I don't know about that. Candace has been doing a lot of things with Kanye.
Yeah, and she was threatened with they threatened to fire her about a week ago, I think. Ben Shapiro did directly. They're also completely pro-establishment.
What if the Daily Wire fired their only black commentator?
Look at the hypocrisy.
Did Sam's forehead get bigger? No, I'm just hosting the show today. Based. So I think that these guys they've been never Trumpers forever. I mean, 2016, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
Was Michael Knowles around then? I'm not sure he was.
I believe Michael Knowles was around, but I don't remember where he was.
He was before Matt Walsh, I think.
Was he 4 years old in 2016?
But a lot of these guys have been never Trumpers, and they kind of just hid for a few years while Trump was there, and they shilled for Trump. They rode the coattails. They made a lot of money on Trump.
Well, but
and now they're ready to abandon it again.
During Trump's presidency is when the Daily Wire really exploded.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you need to see that's what they're doing. I think that the
controlled opposition.
Yeah, 100%. I think that the establishment are doing exactly the same.
Is there any value, even in the Daily Wire's current Well,
Yes,
hesitate
would
to
say
say-
so.
I
I'd say yes,
hesitate to-
because they are still sharing truth. I mean, the documentaries that they're putting out. I mean, especially What Is a Woman? The number of people who are, it's crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen What Is a Woman, but it pretty much just says everything that's happened over the course of the past 5 years. If you've been tuned in, and you watch it, you're like, okay, this is nothing new. I already knew everything in this, but it kind of wrapped it up all together for somebody who has.
It's something you can send to your boomer grandma.
Yeah, and she's like, well, Owen, maybe you've got a point about these transsexuals.
No, my grandma on my father's side, my father not so much, but my grandma and grandpa on my father's side have always been based, but they've been like the boomer kind of based. Like, well, I don't know about those. Never mind. I can't say that.
We need to figure out what we can and can't say. I've not got much of it.
Okay, so the video.
What we can and can't say, I might as well stop talking now.
Remember when we were joking about how hopefully they have the stream's not gonna go down like the John Doyle Hunter Avalone stream.
Oh yeah, shout out.
Shout out to Uncensored America, who actually copyright claimed our video. For some reason, they didn't just like us ripping their footage. Cringe. So Uncensored America are trying to censor America. Most curious.
Maybe it's because
most
you're British. They saw a British guy and they figured that they were safe to censor us.
That's true. They're like, Uncensored America, bad.
Somebody in the comments just said that Owen's teeth look more British than Max's.
He's got the London look. I mean, we discussed this, and I like it.
I like that Max likes it. However, Invisalign imminent.
Listen, what I was saying though is that the video is unavailable for this. It just tanked right now.
Can we find another one? We've got 24 minutes to do so.
Yeah. Can you actually? It would be easier if you jumped in the other.
I'm pretty sure Sam literally just made up that comment. I don't see it.
Huh?
I think Sam just made up that comment.
That's not true. That's not true at all. There was a comment there. It must have gotten deleted or something.
Yeah,
But to do that is that I can't switch back and forth between both of you. If you guys both sit right there, then I can find the video so that we can stream it. So Max.
Yeah. We'll do that when we get the video. But we've got 25 minutes.
No, I don't think you understood what I said.
He likes the big boy chair.
Yeah.
It's not at all that.
It is fun to sit in
Okay,
the big
then
boy
I
chair.
will look for the video, and then I'm just going to leave it on Owen and the empty chair next to him.
This is like 1984. I'm gonna be forced to comply.
Censored America all over again.
State of the world.
Yeah, we do need to get better chairs than these. These ones like force you into the worst posture and make these jeans right up into my testicles, and it's a really bad situation all around.
We good to it. Yo, what's this?
Just throw it on the floor. Doesn't matter.
Are we back? I'm unsure if we're back. Can you see that, right?
Okay, so
Yeah,
for those of you who are
Catherine, here's
tuning in right now, is that we are currently trying to find the video has gone down of the live stream of Donald Trump's speech here, so we're going to be searching for it. Until then,
Probably
I'm going to leave with
Uncensored America at it again.
Yeah,
True.
it's probably Uncensored America. Until then, I'm going to leave y'all
My
with
microphone
these
isn't
two
on.
guys. And what's that?
My microphone is not on.
Okay, try it again. Just
Try it again.
there you
Always
go.
working. Marvelous.
Catherine, softcore conservative content. That's a really funny way to put it. I actually got into conservative content because I asked my mother for Ben Shapiro's book, The Right Side of History, for Christmas one year. And she said, no, I'm not going to get you The Right Side of History, but I will buy you Mein Kampf. And it was my mother's girl boss way of saying that Ben Shapiro, literally Jewish, shill for Israel, is basically Hitler. And it was really funny, but then I went out and bought the book anyways, and now look where I am.
Based. Apparently, we're being told to go to Rumble.
Nah. Oh, for the, yeah.
Yeah, for the thing. Yeah.
I like YouTube. We just need to,
No, the
oh no, I'm just
The
commenting.
show is on Rumble.
I'm commenting on YouTube as a whole.
Oh,
like,
we can be on Rumble. Just Rumble sucks.
yeah. Heard it here.
Tell them I got comments on that.
Hmm.
Here, let me go ahead. You're talking about Rumble. Okay, Rumble is the worst platform ever. We've tried streaming to Rumble, and then it's just you can't find us.
1984.
Pretty much 1984.
yeah, guys, if you send this to everybody you know immediately, we can finally afford a monitor so that we can actually see the stream chat instead of me looking at my laptop from 20 yards away.
Yeah, that's right. So if you want to support the show, go to samdailyshow.com, and I would say the first thing that you could do is join the Discord server, and then
Buy
ask
me a
somebody
monitor.
to, just message me, I guess, or just put it in general chat. And what I'm talking about is, as far as what it is your credit card information. That makes
We're doing a
it easy for
1,000
us,
subscriber
and
giveaway of a picture of Sam's balls.
That's not true.
I'll post
That's
it on the
not true.
LGBT Facebook group to join. Might as well
Yes.
throw a bottle down into hell.
Well, we did this yesterday. I made. If you were here, you would have seen that there was a large quantity of Satanists raiding the chat.
And Mormons. There was one Mormon.
I said Satanists.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think this arose because we went to the Hunter Avalon stream and literally left one or two comments there saying that the Sam Daily Show was better than Hunter Avalon. I still agree. I think Hunter could probably find empirical evidence on that if he didn't just want to challenge me to a bench
Did you
press
say
competition.
Sam Daily Show is better than Hunter Avalon?
Yeah.
It's kind of implied. What isn't it?
Wow.
Max gets it. We know Max gets it. Everyone knows.
All right, so a little update is that we're almost there. All I'm doing is I'm grabbing the video
Geek
here,
text
and
line.
then we're
I
gonna
mean,
throw that
Nick
up.
is basically a minor.
We're nearly there to the big announcement
And Clash
from the
Royale.
Dawn, gentlemen.
Hmm.
What?
Are you ready?
No, what did he say?
Ready to.
I don't-
Ready for the dawn.
No. Okay, so as I was saying, is that
No way. LGBTQIP2SAA. I'm being trolled.
Sexual anal assault. It's the last one.
Oh my gosh.
Ligma.
Can you tell them then? Can you tell them what we're doing?
The challenge is to not allow Sam
could you
to talk.
could you let them know then?
Yeah, so we're going to go find the stream and live stream it, I believe. It's going to be awesome. Am I in the ballpark there?
Yes.
Splendid.
Oh, here we go. Wait a second.
The goal is to make Sam so miserable doing his own show that he quits.
Who's Doomshroom?
I don't know.
This is copyrighted music.
This is a British person singing, yeah?
Maybe if I just hum over it, it'll be fine. It's me. Oh, is that Shrimp or Ganks? It's one of the two. Either way, I'm stronger than them.
Probably.
All right, so we're just gonna hang out here. Oh, video unavailable.
Video unavailable.
Yes. Every single one of these videos is unavailable. I'm not even
Max
kidding you.
from
I'm
the
just
Max Daily
trying
Show.
to. They are legitimately like taking down every single video that I
Tell
find.
Carson I said to stop playing Among Us and touching himself.
Okay, are you hearing this right now? Is that every single one of these videos that I'm trying to find, they keep taking them down. This is even from Guardian News, and they have taken it down.
So
Skill
do
issue.
you think that we're going to get shut down if we show it?
No, I think right now is that this is going to be one of those things that tomorrow it didn't happen. This didn't happen. Like people didn't have a, it was CNN played it, and it's really just CNN playing like 30 seconds of it. Folks, hang out with us. I'm gonna try to make this work. All right, this is unfortunate. All right.
3 videos gone private.
What I'm asking you is, do you think that this is like purposeful?
I don't know. It sounds bizarre. Most likely.
Yeah, I don't have enough information to comment.
Luckily, we have a small audience. What's that supposed to mean, Katie? Incredibly offended.
Jessix, welcome back. Have you gotten a restraining order against your groomer husband yet?
I was going to say something actually quite profound before 1984 occurred. That was it. Do you think we're going to see Trump dance like he did back in 2020?
We better. We need new
better.
edits.
Oh,
The old ones are
100%.
getting so stale.
I loved it. I'm almost out of moves, We've got the Ziz dance, then we've got the Trump dance. There's nothing else. We need a new Trump dance. Just going to watch Sam with it.
Yeah. It's exciting stream.
We're going to keep it going. Okay.
Flashlight brand review. What's your favorite brand of flash? Well, Torch, I suppose.
Torch.
Yeah, Torch.
Flashlight, Torch, one of the two. Not really sure. I mean, I'm not much of a flashlight guy.
Thanks. You want me to take it off?
Oh look, Donald Trump's got it right here. Perfect.
Donald Trump's got the Donald Trump show. Splendid. Owen's got oh man, I forgot it. I have a Don't Tread on Me belt buckle.
Okay.
I was going to wear it. It's like this big.
I think I have it.
It is
Rumble.
enormous.
Donald Trump has a Rumble right here. Except here's the problem with Rumble is that if you ever watch a stream and you click on it and then it has like this loading screen that just plays over and over and over, and then you're waiting and you're like, all right, I'm pumped, I'm gonna watch it, but then you have to reload the page to actually watch it. So, not a big supporter of Rumble. They've really let me down. If anybody has any other Odyssey, have you guys ever been on Odyssey or BitChute?
What did you just say to me?
Who are you shooting?
Can you pretend that you can see me whenever I'm talking to you? Can you just pretend like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
looking
yeah,
at
I
my
won't just
eyes?
stare at the monitor. And,
Okay.
yeah, okay. That works.
Stop complaining about your job, Sam.
This isn't
Katie,
a job. No one gets money for this.
Do you think
This is-
that you think I'm making money from this?
We
This is
made-
not a. This is. This
How
is
much
an
did we make off of
obligation.
last night's stream? Like 8 cents, maybe?
No,
Not
we
even
didn't-
that.
Not
We probably
even.
got demonetized thanks to you calling raging homosexuals.
Yeah, many such cases. Many are saying this.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way.
It appears that
Rumble-
Rumble is down.
Rumble as a site is down.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Here we go. We're so back.
If all of the streams
You're
are
paying
down,
me.
the common
Casey's
denominator
paying-
is
Casey's
Sam's
paying
inability to
us.
work a computer.
That's probably it. That's probably it. People
Yeah.
are paying Sam? Question mark.
No.
Jonathan
Question.
Vitale?
If we tase Sam Daly's anus
Dude,
so
You
much
gotta stop talking about my anus on the screen.
that
Come on.
he stops doing the Sam Daly show, would you support Max and I's rap CD show if we set up a Patreon?
should we start now? What album can
You're
we
not
go
gonna
to?
ask people to
The Slim
give you
Shady
money
EP is
for
really
a
good.
show
The Slim
on my
Shady
show.
EP. Okay. We're gonna discuss the Slim Shady EP. What song should we go for first? Real Slim Shady.
Real Slim Shady is a banger.
I'm about to start a poll. Would you rather live at home with your parents or with these two guys?
I'd definitely rather live with these two guys.
Well, you're yet to move back to your parents, so I assume that your answer is in the former.
I have actually thought about it. Actually, I thought about just shipping you back in a box.
You need a
Big old box, yeah.
Eminem made a song about Jesus. No way.
bass. No, Eminem's actually like
She would
legitimate.
pay money to see us rap. Okay.
Do,
Super chat, even if. Okay. Well, no, we got money up front. I'm a smart businessman.
Oh, okay.
calculated.
Sorry. No, you only get to have the acapella performance of Real Slim Shady if you pay.
Mm.
We did. That is legitimately.
I don't know who that is, but probably not. No.
That is legitimately how we warm up,
yeah,
and it makes Sam really mad.
We warm up by singing Eminem songs together until we get shouted at.
Is this the real life?
No.
Wrong song.
Yeah, that's by Gay.
That's not necessary for. I don't think that's got the Sam Daly Show kind of.
No.
Use
Vibe.
this gospel remix is what Jonathan says. Haven't heard it.
Yeah, like legitimate rap commentary though. Eminem lately, his most recent songs, he used to be really good. Now all he does, he grew out a beard, and he just cries about different social justice things.
Yeah.
Have you heard his song about the Las Vegas shooting? Alone in the Darkness. I'm alone.
I haven't
in
heard
the
many of his new
darkness.
songs. The last album I probably listened to of his was when I was a quirked up white boy, back in the day.
I'm still a quirked up white boy.
catch.
So.
Oh, we're doing it. It's the Max Daily Show. Shameless plug. Today only. Once again reminding you that you smell funny. Must buy Sam Daily Show soap. Head over to samdailyshow.com. Subscribe. Get a free bar of soap. It tastes nice. It doesn't actually smell
doesn't-
nice. It smells of nothing, which is a good thing
It
because it's
doesn't.
not got.
I'm sorry, it doesn't actually taste.
Not got any
nice.
funny
I ate it
things in.
yesterday to see if it tasted nice. It was rancid.
There is actually. Is this the one with the tooth mark in it?
Let me see.
They're right there. Damn, you went to town.
Well,
Yes, the same one. Fair play. I wouldn't have eaten it. What was that? Okay, everyone heard that. What was I saying before that? The Slim Shady, that's it. So,
get his most recent things. He's just been complaining about like black people.
Black Lives Matters. I think the last thing the last one I listened to was Kamikaze, I think. Do you remember that album?
I'm a freaking
Kamikaze
kamikaze crashing into everything.
You beat me, Islamic Nazi, that means there is so much thing. I have been going for your juggler since Casey Yuggler.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
that one.
Kamikaze was pretty good.
See, this is the vibrance that is on display on the Max Daily Show. That was a good album, actually. I did enjoy that one.
It was his comeback album because the one before that was like Revival.
Yeah,
and it
Revival.
was
Revival
terrible.
didn't go viral, as the kids say.
No, it was not good.
It was not good. I agree. What else? Oh, Killshot when he dropped the diss track, didn't he?
Yeah.
Rihanna just
It's
hit me on a
weird.
text. Last night I left hickeys on her neck. Wait, you just dissed me, I'm perplexed. Insult me on a line, compliment me on the next. Damn, I'm really sorry you want me to have a heart attack. Was watching 8 Mile on my naughty track. Realized I forgot to call you back. Sam wants to
Are we
end
gonna
the
get
stream.
copyrighted?
We're not.
Copyrighted?
We are master rappers.
But yeah, like, is it still a good idea to listen to like new Eminem songs if they're good musically but still suck politically? Like, if they're whining about
Probably
black
not.
people.
I mean, they're a bit cringe because
I really like the one about the Las Vegas shooting, even though it's cringe. Like, it's a good song.
What was he saying? Was he like, there is no way that man could have brought that many suitcases up a flight of stairs? Practically impossible, to be quite frank.
With the fire rate consistent with the M249.
Multiple. Sam, are we working on getting a Trump stream up? That was the point of the
Sam's
stream.
literally doing his hair right now.
He's doing his hair in the corner. We should have dropped out of high school to become SoundCloud rappers. What do you think we did?
Yeah, that's why we're on the Sam Daily Show.
We're on the Sam Daily Show. We're not wasted talent. Talent wasted us, man.
That's really deep. You should make a rap album about it.
Should we do some freestyle?
No.
Okay, good idea. I'll just end up saying a funny word. You realise that you can rewind the stream, Katie. This is a live stream.
Yeah.
What other songs could we go for?
I mean, we could do Rap God, but there's the funny word in that one, so.
We'll skip that bit.
I got a Monkey Max.
Monkey Max.
I'm so tempted to do it, but
You don't even need to donate money. This is just funny.
yeah.
Yo, that was a rap. Don't need to donate money. This is just funny. Okay, I'm kind of stuck. Is it more English to have brown eyes or blue? Well, I'm like the most English person I know, and I've got brown eyes.
Okay,
so.
folks, we are almost there. This is 9 minutes until
Stream's been
9
hijacked.
EST. That means that Donald Trump, the Don, is going to be speaking here in the next
What is it?
9 minutes. What's that?
Oh, we've got the stream. Could you put it? Actually, leave it there.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to see
Yeah,
what it looks like on the
where should
stream
I
when
put it?
I'm putting
Max
stuff
Daily
on
Show.
Well, it is the Max Daily Show.
There
I would
we
leave
go.
it
right
over
there.
Owen because
I think where I put it is just fine. This is
I'm going to
perfect.
assume that it's on my head. I'm not caught out yet. There we go. I think per Owen's previous off-stream comments, if you leave it in the bottom left corner, it's maybe strategic for him.
You trusted them too much to be on the stream alone. Yeah, that's a common occurrence. So I think this is a perfect spot for it.
It's purple crayon.
Right there.
Hello, it's Tuesday.
This is it.
It's
Tuesday,
It is
innit?
Tuesday, innit?
Blimey.
Bloody hell. Cool, blimey. Tuesday. Please take it off my head.
What are you talking about?
It's still there.
Yeah, I think it's perfect.
Take it away.
No,
How
I'm aware that it's there. I'm aware that it's on your head, but it looks
I'm excited
perfect
to see
whenever
this spurg out.
Yeah. That looks great.
We're watching the stream on like a 6-second delay and laughing at the funny things that happen. We're enjoying this stream. I don't know about you guys, but
Is that actually Max's face? Yes. I got some
Yes.
Botox and here we are. No, he's.
I'm not really sure.
Who's ready for the special announcement? Here it is, right here. Wait for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. There it is. There it is. That's the
still on my
special
face.
announcement. That's the special announcement we've been all waiting for. Is Max's face.
Oh, splendid. We're actually back,
We're so back.
man. Hey, maybe start donating to the stream and I'll get a new hairline.
Yeah, for every $5, I will give $3
Saw that trended down.
towards Max's hair plugs.
Based hair plugs.
Yeah, you got to get hair plugs.
I don't know what that means. Is that like earplugs but for your hair?
No, they
Yeah,
take
pretty
hair
much.
and then they plug all of the places where there isn't any hair.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Splendid.
And then $1 of that $5 will go to his nose realignment surgery. We're gonna have this.
His
guy
nose
look
is
good.
kind of screwed up.
Well, we did discuss the Max Deep law behind the nose is that when I was 5, I took the incredibly intelligent decision to tell my brother to kick me in the face. He was about 3 at the time. He did so. I used to have an incredibly lovely nose, but my mum thinks it broke, but we never really got it checked out. I'm not sure
You got disfigured by a 3-year-old?
Yeah, but I was a 5-year-old. And I could disfigure many 3-year-olds now, so that's just a sign of growth on my part, frankly.
Prove it. Disfigure 3-year-old.
Find me some 3-year-olds. Don't condemn.
Dude, do not say something like that.
Is that Sam Daly?
We will be clipping that, by the way.
Find me some 3-year-olds, yeah.
Weak
Luke
genetics.
fell out of a window.
I've got strong
and
genetics.
Catherine, I'm sorry, but you're dating Luke. He didn't turn out that fine.
Dude. We love Katie and Luke.
Yeah, no, Katie and Luke are definitely one of my top 10 people named Katie and Luke.
Oh, yeah. Maybe even top 5. Maybe.
Maybe.
But so the Max nose arc was kind of based. I'm not sure, given the NHS is a turnaround time, if I would ever get it fixed.
Really?
So I'd probably have to do one of those weird things like all the TikTok white women do, where they just fly out to
Mexico,
like Turkey and stuff, and just get some bloke to bash them in the face.
Hey, you know what'd be really cool is if everybody
I'll
who's
bash
watching
women in the
currently
face for free. I don't know.
Do it.
go out and just bat. No, we're not doing that.
Go on, what?
Is everybody just takes this stream and then just sends it to their grandmother?
Can I breathe normally? Me?
Do you have
yeah.
like a deviated septum? Because your nose is kind of like...
Gee, thanks.
Or maybe a random number.
I think it's fine. Could you check? Like, give me your finger here.
What?
Wait, what if I gave everybody who's watching my sister?
He didn't. He's not done it yet. We miscalculated. We're calculated political actors that are occasionally incorrect.
We're calculated.
He's going to be
not
doing the thing
calculator.
at 9, which is 8 Eastern. No, 9 Eastern. So 8 o'clock our time.
If you just give somebody's random, like a
Which is
phone
about
number
5
out
minutes.
on a live stream, is that doxing?
I don't know.
Yeah, if
Should we
we give
do that?
everybody JJ and Django's address...
Well, I'm working on the assumption that everyone here either has JJ's phone number.
No, what I'm
or
saying is that
address.
there's some people I really don't like, and so if I give out their phone number and then they just send the stream to them, I think that'd be funny.
That's it.
If you did it in the Discord, you could probably get away with
Justice
it.
for
Not on
Paulie.
live
We could go on to that.
Yeah, could everybody
What
just
do you
join
think about
an
Justice for
LGBT?
Paulie? So there's one thing that I don't like about Paulie,
Which is?
but the other things... otherwise, no, I think Paulie deserves justice. He's never done anything to make me mad or anything. Except I have asked him for a single year, a whole year now, to do one particular poll, and he refuses to do it.
Is this on the Minecraft things, or is that someone else?
Minecraft things?
Someone wants to do like a favorite.
This is crazy.
Minecraft
As soon as you guys start talking about Discord, then people start leaving.
You're fat. No, it's would you rather have one dog with 4 legs or 4 dogs with 1 leg
That's
each?
very true.
And he won't do it. It's been a year. So if he commits to doing that, then I will support his bid for admin perms. But until then, he's a disloyal R.
Would you rather marry a woman with no legs but she has arms, or no arms but she has legs?
I don't think beggars can
why?
be choosers at this point, eh, Sam?
Yeah, all you legless honeys.
I don't know. That's a good question. Probably legs. No legs.
Yeah, they can't bench if they don't have arms, and benching is kind of, needed within a relationship.
Is that really a
Because
qualification?
you can get wheelchair and do most of the things. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely.
Without
That's
hands,
easy.
without hands, I'm gonna have to do everything for them. But without legs, the only thing I have to do is like, I don't know, like toss them onto.
Folks, we're 2 minutes out.
Exactly.
We're 2 minutes out from the special announcement at Mar-a-Lago.
Is it
from
still on the screen?
Don.
I can't tell.
Hey, just one time. Can we just make it like one time where I just can I say something
say
and
it. Go for it.
then okay. I hate Max. Thank you.
All right, that's your one thing. Anyhow, back
to me. King Nub can't bench is.
Did somebody really comment? How do you breathe out your nose?
It was a woman, so it doesn't count.
Dumb question, Owen. What did she mean by this?
I think it was the 4 dogs and 1 legs. One
That's
leg,
not a
4
dumb
dogs,
question,
something like
Catherine.
that.
Okay, a lazy eye.
I know where you live.
She has a lazy eye,
Literally
or
the case.
she's got a lazy eye, or a dead tooth. Which one would you marry?
What is it?
Well, I'm already English, so I don't know what a dead tooth means, but I just said funny tooth and like English.
It smells.
Oh, a lazy eye. Lazy eye.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, do we have to live with it for the rest of our lives, or can we?
Yes.
Yeah, then definitely lazy eye.
Okay, but what if both of the eyes are lazy?
We
Then
move into
if
a
both of the
central
eyes are
position
lazy, then the woman needs to go to a neurologist.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, if both of her eyes are lazy eyes, or the other one has.
I'm
has
not
a
gonna
dead
date
tooth.
a retard.
No, nobody said anything about.
If you have two lazy eyes, you're neurologically impaired. It's simple as that.
Weak genes.
Let me Google that.
No one knows this stuff. I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 minute
Yeah, I have
out.
a lot
It's
of experience with
7:59.
retarded
It is
women.
November 15th, 2022. We're about to hear the dawn. If Rumble plays it, I'm hoping for it. It's gonna happen. I've got a feeling. What do you think about that, Nick?
who's Nick? Oh, is Nick home?
Thanks for the hot take, Nick.
I'm really
Back
hoping
to you,
Nick gets
Max.
home so that we can
Splendid.
beat him again.
Yeah, 100%.
When are they getting home?
Well, one of them left their phone at the place of work. Of course, the best men that we've got.
They probably saw that we're streaming and we're gonna get beat.
That is part of the bit now. So
Oh, JJ said something, but I can't see what it is.
So what they're
Zoom in.
referring to is that we've got some interns. They're not here right now. They'll be here later, hopefully.
JJ said Nick has lost a lot of weight.
Who has?
Nick, get it? Because they
Oh.
panned over and he wasn't in the chair.
That's funny. Did he say something about Vosh?
Oh my gosh.
Jonathan? What was the last word in that sentence?
There's 103,000 people watching on Rumble right now, and it's just going up, up.
Discord tag, Jonathan Fidel?
I know the guy.
Oh yeah, when we get into the Rumble, we can spam the Sam Daily
Wait,
Show
it's
chat
Pavement?
again.
It's Pavement. Pavement's in our chat. I didn't realize it was Pavement. Wow. VIP status now. So Pavement. How's it going?
We should send our top guys to the CNN live stream to spam. Go to the Sam Daily Show
Yeah.
again, like the
Yep.
other night.
Definitely.
That actually worked.
Yeah,
It only
worked very
worked
well.
because we had our intern beating the other intern with a belt. If
Well, that's
we
what
didn't
really
hit a
drew in
certain-
viewers is domestic violence. You usually have to go pretty deep on the internet to find that sort of thing.
Actually, I think it was a lot of the top gals that ended up going over there and doing that. So
Yes.
Shout out.
7%ers.
They're like
Go.
they're like 70%ers here.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
It's kind of concerning.
Is it?
Well, no, it's not. I know what kind of attention I attract.
True. You're a handsome fella. I mean I
Now
guess
that-
the fellas are too busy playing Among Us or something.
Probably. Well, I mean, now that Sam's off the camera, women just come flocking.
Trump and his wife are coming out now, Sam.
Mm.
So we need a video.
It's pretty cool
if it's
that
all possible.
we've had like an hour lead up to this 5-minute announcement.
No, he's gonna string it out and then he'll do the. Will be very epic. Oh, here we go. Why is it on my head?
Can we get it anywhere else, perhaps?
I'm trying to get audio right now.
Get it off me head.
Oh.
You
They're gonna
got a
play
little
the
something
Proud
on
to Be
your,
American. They're gonna be. I don't know if I can play this.
Hmm.
They're playing the Proud to Be American. It's copyright, so.
Dude, I love the American stuff. We went to a GOP meeting the other day.
Wait, can we just sing the Star Spangled Banner instead?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
The dawn's early light. So proudly we stand
What?
at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red flare,
the bombs bursting in air, gave through to the night
that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Based.
Excellent.
This is why we have the best stream.
It's actually that was the worst.
That was awesome.
USA.
He's talking.
No, he's not talking yet. Here we go. We're going.
Hello, everybody.
Make it bigger.
Okay. You wanted it.
Am I actually in the camera right now, Sam?
Yes.
Cool.
Well, thank you very much. And on behalf of Melania, myself, and our entire family, I want to thank you all
I'm
for
legitimately
being
so
here
hyped.
tonight. It's a very special occasion at a very special place.
I can actually hear.
You and all of those watching are the heart and soul of this incredible movement, the greatest
Where's the
country
energy,
in
Tom?
the history of the world. It's very simple. There has never been
He
anything
hasn't had his Ritalin for the day.
like it. This great movement of ours, never been anything like it, and perhaps there will never be anything like it again. There's never been anything to compete with what we have all done.
I'm going to switch to main screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and my fellow citizens, America's comeback starts right now. Two years ago, when I left office, the United States stood ready for its golden age. Our nation was at the pinnacle of power, prosperity, and prestige, towering above all rivals, vanquishing all enemies, and striding into the future, confident and so strong. In 4 short years, everybody was doing great. Men, women, African Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans, everybody was thriving like never before.
Please select your gender. Man,
Female.
woman, African woman.
A time like this. We turned the page on decades of globalist sellouts and one-sided trade deals, lifted millions out of poverty, and together we built the greatest economy in the history of the world. When the virus hit our shores, I took decisive action and saved lives and the U.S. economy. And by October of the same year, America was roaring back with the #1 fastest economic recovery ever recorded. How about that?
Is it just me, or does he seem a little low?
Yeah, there's no
All
energy.
of the incoming administration,
Plug
and
him
all
in.
they had to do
Give him
was
the
just
Biden juice.
sit back
For real.
and watch. Inflation was non-existent. Our southern border was by far the strongest ever. And because the border was so tight, drugs were coming into our country at the lowest level in many, many years. Importantly, after decades of rising energy costs, the United States had finally attained the impossible dream of American energy independence, which soon would have turned into energy dominance. For the first time in memory, China was reeling and back on its heels. You've never seen that before, because the United States was outdoing them on every single front, and China was paying billions and billions of dollars in taxes.
He said the line. He said
and
the line.
tariffs. The farmers know that because they got 28 billion of it.
Billion.
No president had ever sought or received $1 for our country from China until I came along, and we were getting hundreds of billions of dollars. Many people
We get
think
billions
that
calculated.
because of this, China played a very active role in the 2020 election. Just saying, just saying. Sure, that didn't happen. Instead of jobs and factories leaving America for China, they were, for the first time ever, leaving China for America.
Janie. Emma gynecologist, they look at Janie. Janie.
Businesses were pouring back because of our historic tax and regulation cuts, the biggest in both categories in history, bigger even than what Ronald
He's an
Reagan was
orange
able
idol,
to
Ashley.
produce, and he produced a lot. China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea were in check. They respected the United States, and quite honestly, they respected me. I knew them well. The vicious ISIS caliphate, which no president was able to conquer, was decimated by me and our great warriors in less than 3 weeks, and al-Baghdadi, its founder, was hunted down and killed. North Korea had not launched North Korea had not launched a single long-range missile since my summit with Chairman Kim Jong-un nearly 3 years before. We developed a relationship, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Good thing. Very good thing, actually, because look at what's happening today. My opponents made me out to be a warmonger and just a terrible person who would immediately go into war. They said during the 2016 campaign that if he becomes president, there will never be a war within weeks, and we will have wars like you've never seen before. It will happen immediately, and yet I've gone decades without a war, the first president to do it for that long a period.
What?
Yeah.
You had a 4-year presidency. How can he go decades without a war?
No, he was the first to do it in decades.
Was at peace.
Okay.
America was prospering, and our country was on track for an amazing future.
The first president in decades to not have a war starting his term, I
people,
believe.
and unlike other presidents,
Gotcha.
I kept my promises. I kept.
Well,
Nice one. Trump.
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Under our leadership, we were a great and glorious nation, something you haven't heard for quite a long period of time. We were a strong nation, and importantly, we were a free nation. But now we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. For millions of Americans, the past 2 years under Joe Biden have been a time of pain, hardship, anxiety, and despair. As we speak, inflation is the highest in over 50 years. Gas prices have reached the highest levels in
Are
history.
they simping for?
And expect them to go much
no,
higher
never mind.
now that the strategic national reserves, which I filled up, have been virtually drained in order to keep gasoline prices lower.
I think
just prior to
we're due to run
the
out in 2
election.
days.
With diesel?
Joe
yeah,
Biden has
strategic reserves of
intentionally
oil. Yep.
surrendered our energy
Wow.
independence. There is no longer even a thought of dominance, and we are now begging for energy help from foreign nations, many of whom find us detestable.
I feel like the energy's picking up a little
Our
bit,
southern
but
border has been erased,
I don't know.
and our
It's not a
country
lot
is
of
being
shouting and
invaded by
screaming and
millions
punching, like-
millions of
Give
unknown
'em 5
people,
minutes.
many of whom are entering for a
Yeah.
very bad and sinister reason. And you know what that reason is. We will be paying a big price for this invasion into our country for years to come. Hundreds of thousands of pounds of deadly drugs, including very lethal fentanyl, are flooding across the now open and totally porous southern
Why do they
border.
keep bringing up fentanyl?
The blood-soaked streets of our once great cities are cesspools of violent crimes, which are being watched all over the world as leadership of other countries explain that this is what America and democracy is really all about. How sad. The United States has been embarrassed, humiliated, and weakened for all to see. The disasters in Afghanistan,
the rhetoric is good. I'm
perhaps
just
the
nervous.
most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, where we lost lives, left Americans behind, and surrendered $85 billion worth of the finest military
That Alex
equipment
Jones predicted
anywhere in the world.
dead on.
And Ukraine, which would have never
What did he,
happened if
what
I
did
were
he
your president, are something.
Pull out of Iraq.
Yeah.
Iran, whatever it was.
Afghanistan.
Sand hills.
Billion.
And even the Democrats admit that. That's something I've seen them admit over and over again. But our enemies are speaking of us with scorn and laughter and derision because of those two events. But there are many more. Even just today, a missile was sent in, probably by Russia, to Poland, 50 miles into Poland. And people are going absolutely wild and crazy. And they're not.
We need the Joker.
They are very, very angry.
Everybody loses their minds.
Now we
Fire
have
one
a
missile into
president who
Poland,
falls asleep
and
at global
everybody
conferences.
loses their mind.
was held in contempt by the British Parliament over Afghanistan. Thanks to the words of wisdom, he said thank you to the wrong country for inviting him to a major summit on the environment of all things.
Text Trump to 88022. Will do.
Fly for days to get there, and then
It's probably just going to be fundraising, to be
country-
honest. But
a name that was actually a country on another continent. And he's leading us to the brink of nuclear war, a concept unimaginable just 2 short years ago. You cannot mention the nuclear word. It's too devastating. The Green New Deal and the environment, which they say may affect us in 300 years, is all that is talked about, and yet
It's a
nuclear
survey,
weapons,
evidently.
which would destroy the world immediately, are never even discussed as a major
Oh,
threat. Can you
This just
imagine?
in, Donald Trump actually filed the
Say
paperwork to
ocean
run for US
will
president again in
rise 1/8 of an
2024.
inch over the
Around
next
20 minutes
200 to
ago.
300
Spoilers.
years.
Spoilers.
But don't worry about nuclear weapons that can take out entire countries with one shot.
oh yeah,
Something
fundraising.
is wrong with their thinking under Biden and the radical Democrats.
So yeah, it doesn't look like a
America has
DeSantis
been
endorsement. It looks like confirmed.
derided and brought to its
Trump,
knees,
run.
perhaps like never before. But we are here tonight to declare that it does not have to be this way. It does not have to be this way.
Diane says, I wish they would make videos on what it looks like when Trump practices his speeches. I mean, that would be
2 years ago,
fairly interesting, actually.
we were a great nation, and soon we will be a great nation again. The decline of America is being forced upon us by Biden and the radical left lunatics running our government right into the ground. This decline is not a fate we must accept. When given the choice, boldly.
Yo, everybody
truly, and
shill
directly,
in
I
the
believe
Rumble stream
American
for the Sam
people
Daily
will
Show.
Overwhelmingly
So true.
You got
reject the
something on your
left's
lip.
platform of national
Max.
ruin, and they will embrace our platform of national
Okay.
greatness and glory to America. Glory.
Mar-a-Lago Christmas speech is 50 grand for
Exactly
a
1
seat?
week ago,
Yeah,
our
dude,
citizens
you know a guy.
voted in the important
Bought
midterm
two.
elections, and despite a ridiculously long
It's gone.
and unnecessary period of waiting, far longer, in fact, than any third world country, just a short time ago, the Republicans won back control of the House of Representatives. And it was with a great Trump-endorsed candidate, Congressman-elect Kevin Kiley, who is a fantastic person,
Not making money?
Based.
And I'm very happy it was his vote that did it. But we now won back. This happened just an hour ago. Much criticism is being placed on the fact that the Republican Party should have done better, and frankly, much of this blame is correct.
She's a cougar.
But the citizens of our country have not yet realized the full extent and gravity of the pain our nation is going through, and the total effect of the suffering is just starting to take hold. They don't quite feel it yet, but they will very soon.
They don't get it, folks.
I have no doubt that by 2024, it will sadly be much worse, and they will see much more clearly what happened and what is happening to our country, and the voting will be much different. 2024.
Gorilla emoji.
Based.
No context.
Are you getting ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Did you just blow on his water?
And I am too. I am too. I
What if
do
it
want
was
to
hot?
point
By the way, he's
out
76.
that in the midterms,
Wow.
my endorsement success rate was 232 wins and only 22
Some of that
losses.
energy.
You don't hear that
Wow.
from the media.
Fake news media.
And this is an elegant night and an elegant press place, and I'm not going to use the term fake news media.
Oh, I just said.
Fake news.
So we're going to keep it very elegant. But you don't hear that from the media. But I think you will, because people are starting to see what happened. That's some score. And in the primaries, it was
She is clearly a woman.
98.6%. but they were still trying to blame me. And the reason for the success and that unprecedented success rate is that the Trump administration changed our nation on trade, on securing the border. We're the strongest, safest border ever in the history of our country. On Islamic terrorism, we had practically, just about, not that I can think of, no Islamic attacks, terrorist attacks during the Trump administration. And in fact, we got along very well
if
with
that's
the
true.
various
Can we get a
countries,
fact check on
Yeah,
that?
I think that wasn't there that one Islamic guy who ran
including coming
a
up with the Abraham
truck into a bunch of
Accords.
people on a
It's a
bridge.
great thing, the Abraham.
remember that?
Yeah, yeah, at the Christmas market.
But it's because of
I know. It's
cutting
probably Germany.
taxes and cutting regulations at the highest level ever, and on
remember
building the
something.
greatest economy. Anytime
Did we
in
have
the
any
history
Islamic
of the
tax
world,
during
there's
the
never
Biden
been
administration?
an economy like we had just 2 years ago. Despite the
I'm sure.
outcome in the
I
Senate,
mean, we wouldn't know about it if
cannot
there
lose
were,
hope.
but
and we must all work very hard for a gentleman and a great person named Herschel Walker, a fabulous human being who loves our
Fabulous.
country and will be a great United States Senator. Herschel Walker, get out and vote for Herschel, and he deserves it. He was an incredible athlete. He'll be an even better senator. Get out and vote for Herschel Walker. We elected a group of incredibly talented American
Enjoy the ride,
first
Catherine.
leaders who will be stars of our party
only gonna happen
for many
once.
years to come. In the popular vote, another thing that's not discussed for the House, we must remember that Republicans won 5 million more votes, the largest margin in many, many years, over the Democrats. 5 million more votes. That's a big thing.
That's
Breaking
biggest margin
the
in at least 2
radical
years, I
Democrats'
believe.
grip on Congress was crucial.
I'm
So in
guessing.
other words, because of our great congressmen and all of our great
You're a calculated political
congressmen and
actor.
Of
congresswomen,
course.
we have taken over Congress. Nancy Pelosi has been fired. Isn't it?
We love it.
hopefully she'll. Nope, never mind. I can't. Keep forgetting.
Her husband's got a lot on his plate at the moment. And in his act.
I told them, I said, if you just keep a little bit lower standard, you're going to have a big victory. They said, let's win by 40 seats. Let's win by 50. I said, if you win by 2 seats, be happy. But she's on her way to another country right now. She's been fired. But we
Victory
always
Royale.
have known that this was not the end. It was only the beginning of our
Bye,
fight
Nancy.
to rescue
Cheerio.
the American dream. And it's a word you don't use. 2 words. I don't want to be Joe. It's 2 words. American dream.
Is the
That
American
was not
dream
good
over?
what he did. There are a lot of bad things like
It was until
going
5
to
minutes
Idaho
ago.
and saying, welcome to the state of Florida. I really love it. In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
This could be it. It really could.
Unbelievably based.
Joe Biden in
Joe
tears.
Biden in tears. Look at him. Absolute shambles.
Thank you, kids. Thank you.
It's JJ in the crowd. Fake news media.
So many
seething.
incredible friends and family here tonight. It's such a beautiful
We need to
thing.
get him back on Twitter.
Some people
If
say,
we
how
can
do you
do that-
speak before so many people all the
Presidency's
time?
one.
When there's love in the room, it's really easy, if you want to know the truth. It really is. You ought to try it sometime.
Nancy can't change it anymore.
Together we will be taking on
Kamala's
the most
gotta step
corrupt
up to the
forces
plate
and
to
entrenched
change Biden's
interests
diaper.
imaginable. Our country is in a horrible state. We're in grave trouble. This is not a task for a politician or a conventional candidate. This is a task for a great movement that
Real.
embodies the courage, confidence, and the spirit
JJ
of the
2024.
American people. This is a movement.
attention.
This is not for any one individual. This is a job for tens of millions of proud people working
Proud
together
boys.
from all across the land and from all walks of life, young and old, black and white, Hispanic and Asian, many of whom we have brought together for the very, very first time. If you look at the numbers, if you look at what's happened with Hispanic, with African American, with Asian and just look at what's happening. This is a party that has become much bigger, much stronger, much more powerful, can do much more good for our country.
Simping for
This is a job for
minorities,
grandmothers
Big
and
Tent,
construction workers, firefighters, builders, teachers, doctors, and farmers who cannot stay quiet any longer. You can't stay quiet any longer. You're angry about what's happening to our country. Our country is being destroyed before your very eyes.
Even Diana's JJ pilled.
It's a job for every aspiring young person and every hard-working parent, for every entrepreneur and underappreciated police officer who is ready to shout for safety in America. The police are being treated so badly. These are great people. They can straighten out the crime. They're the ones that know how to do it. We have to give them back their respect and their dignity. This will not be
Asians
my
are pretty epic.
campaign.
Nah,
This
just
will
one.
be our campaign all together. Because the only force strong enough to defeat the massive corruption we are up against is you, the American people.
Michael,
It's true.
careful.
American people, the greatest people.
Do some push-ups, buddy.
Love them all. And we love both sides. We're going to bring people together. We're going to unify people. And it was happening in the previous administration, previous to the previous. And what was bringing them together was success. Prior to COVID coming in, the people were calling me, that were calling
Michael's down
me.
bad.
You wouldn't believe it. People
Who's
that were so
Michael?
far left, I figured
Some
they'd
dude
never
who's simping
speak
for-
to me, and I would never
Says
speak to
Asians
them.
are hot in
But our
chat.
success was so incredible, like never before. And then COVID started coming in from China.
China.
We call it the China
China.
virus. Some people call it other things.
Based.
But it was devastating, and we built it back and did an incredible job. But when people say Republicans or Democrats or liberals or conservatives, I say we can all get together. And we were doing that. That was happening just prior because the success was greater than
hope he
this
doesn't spend
country
too much
has
time on
ever
this.
had. We were leapfrogging China
So 80%
and
of his
leapfrogging
supporters know
everybody
it was all
else, and
bull.
everybody wanted a piece of it. But just as I promised in 2016, I am your voice. I am your voice. The Washington establishment wants to silence us, but we will not let them do that. What we have built together over the past 6 years is the greatest movement in history because it is not about
Unironically the
politics.
case.
It's about our love for this great country, America, and we're
So
not
good.
going to let it fail. I am running because I believe the world has not yet seen the true
It's easy to
glory
forget that
of
some
what
people
this
actually do
nation can
represent
be.
our movement
We have
in
not
mainstream
reached that
politics.
pinnacle, believe it or
It's,
not.
it's easy to forget that some
In
people
fact,
actually do represent
We
our
can
movement.
go very far. We're going to have to go far. First, we have to get out of this ditch. And once we're out, you'll see things that nobody imagined for any country. It's called the United States of America, and it's an incredible place.
Michael, do push-ups. Stop watching anime.
Is the stream gone? We're back.
We are Americans, and we do not have to endure what has taken place in Washington, D.C.
Could we
This
get
is
a
our
poll on
country, our government,
Trump's victory
and the
in
corridors
2024?
of power, or
Yay or nay?
they're our corridors. They're not their corridors. These are our corridors.
I don't know.
And we
Depends on
are
DeSantis.
coming
So,
to take those corridors
Crabs in a
back.
bucket at this point.
always was in the establishment.
Yeah.
So from now until Election Day in
suppose it depends
2024,
on,
which will come very quickly, we'll go, look at how time flies. Look how fast it's all going. I will fight like no one
If he gets
has
nominated,
ever
he'll
fought
win.
before.
Yeah.
We will defeat the
Fight
radical
like
left
hell.
Democrats that are trying to destroy our country from within, and likewise protect us all. We want to protect us. We have to be protected from all of those nations out there that are looking to destroy us from
Just one, really.
beyond our shores. There are lots of nations that hate us
Behind
bravely.
Europe.
And that's the
Europe.
problem when they look at us in disarray like we are right now. When we go to them begging for oil and we have more liquid gold under our feet than they have or any other nation has, and we don't use it because we're going to them, it's crazy what's happening. We can't let it continue. Joe Biden is the face of left-wing failure and Washington corruption.
And
He
child
had a big
molestation.
G20 dinner tonight. Everybody flew
Allegedly.
over to wherever they flew
Allegedly.
over, and guess what? He never showed up. They're still looking for him. What's going on? G20, I used to love
Catherine
that.
doesn't
The
like
leaders,
Asian
I used
food
to
and
make
doesn't like
deals for our country
internet-based.
like you wouldn't believe. It was one, give me the next one, give me the next one. And we got them to stop taking advantage of our country. Every nation took advantage of our country. We renegotiated deals with Mexico and Canada, USMCA. We got rid of the worst trade deal ever made. Ever made, NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made. That's why the farmers love Trump, because we did a great job, but manufacturers also. And we did a deal, we restructured our terrible deal with Japan, and I did it with Prime Minister Abe, a great man.
Yeah, he's
who,
definitely
unfortunately, is
on
so
the real
sad.
income up
He was a
now,
great friend of
like-
mine, but a great man, loved his country so
got-
much, but we restructured and made it a
got some
really
pep in his
terrific
step.
deal, and with South Korea and so many other
love Abe.
countries. And the best of all was what we did to China. We made an incredible deal, but after COVID, I don't even bother talking about it because the devastation that caused for the entire world was too much to bear. I will ensure that Joe
English food
Biden
is
does
awesome.
not receive 4 more years in 2020.
Has he got 4 more years?
Nah, I'd rather eat Asian food than
Can't do
English
it.
food.
Crazy.
Our country could not take that. And I say that not in laughter. I say that in tears. Our country could not take 4 more years. It can only take so much. It's all very fragile to start off with. It can only take so much. In 2020, I received the largest number of votes of any sitting president in history by a lot. And we will do it again, but with even more votes this time. Many have noted that huge gains we have made with Latino voters, and I believe we will
Tastes like
set
couch
even greater
stuffing.
records with this
True.
crucial vote in 2024. The Hispanic voter, the Latino voter has been unbelievable. Great people, very entrepreneurial people, and they want security. And everyone thought when I did the wall, I built the wall, and they thought, oh, that would hurt me with the Hispanic vote. No. It helped me because they understood. They wanted safety. They
get it,
wanted
folks.
security. And they understood the border better than anybody else. So they were amazed that we started that trend, and now we're continuing with that trend. You look at what we've done in Florida, what everybody's doing now in Florida and Texas, along the border in Texas, won every single community. I won every single community. Governor of Texas called. Great gentleman, just got reelected. And he said to me, I'd like to talk to you for a second. Well, he said, you've done something that nobody else has done. You've won every single area along the border, the longest since Reconstruction. I said, Reconstruction? I guess you call that the Civil War? That's what I call it? That's what I call it. Governor Abbott, very good man, and he's working hard, but it's horrible because what's happening is they're just sending hundreds of thousands
Trump,
of people
Greg
right
Abbott
through his
endorsement is
state,
not a good
right through
look.
Arizona, right through all of the states. What's happening is they're coming up all of the states. And we can't have it anymore. This campaign will be about issues, vision, and success, and we will not stop. We will not quit until we've achieved the highest goals and made our country greater than it has ever been before. And we can do that. We can do it. Our victory will be built upon big ideas, bold ambitions, and daring dreams for America's future. We need daring dreams. It is not enough merely to complain or oppose. We don't want to be critics. We don't want to be complainers. I never wanted to be a critic. I never respected critics. They tell people what's wrong, but they can't do it themselves. We will win because we will fight with every measure of our strength and with every ounce of our energy to lift up the working men and working women of America and to restore the fabric of this nation. The radical left Democrats have embraced an extreme ideology of government domination and control. Our approach is the opposite, one based on freedom, values, individual responsibility, and just plain common sense. It's common sense.
It's the common sense, folks.
In 2 years, the Biden administration has destroyed the U.S. economy, just destroyed it. With victory, we will again build the greatest economy ever. It will take place quickly. We will build the greatest economy ever. And if you remember, I did it twice. I did it before COVID and then handed off something where the stock market was higher than just prior to COVID coming in. And we did it twice, and we will do it again, but this time we'll do it bigger, stronger, better than anybody can even imagine. And one of the beautiful things of the pause, if there is such a thing as a beautiful thing, but one of the important factors of the pause is that we see how bad they've done. So we will be able to do it properly, and it will be much easier. Everybody will agree with us because everybody sees what a bad job has been done during this 2-year period, and it will be a 4-year period. Everybody sees that. It will be much easier for us to do what has to be done.
To do what has to be done? Dark MAGA?
We will immediately tackle inflation
Nick's here, by the
and
way,
bring
folks.
down to a level that it was. You know, we were at
Audience, my
zero,
beloved.
but actually the best number is 1%. Do you know that? You don't want it really zero. But we were at zero. We actually got it to exactly 1%, the perfect number. One thing every economist agrees, don't have it zero, have it like at 1%. They even say 1 to 2, but I said let's do 1. And we had it at 1%, and we had it there for a long period of time, and we had the value of the dollar. We had it so that this country could make a lot of money, and I fought other countries where they devalued their dollar or they devalued their currency, whether it was the pound or whether it was the yuan or the yen. And I used to fight like cats and dogs with the leaders of other countries because they were stealing from us. When they did that, they had artificial devaluations of their currency.
Nick, everybody
You
in
hear
the
that,
audience
Max?
It's
says
a very
hello.
important thing. I haven't even heard it
Hello,
mentioned
audience.
in 2 years.
I
It's a
love
very
you.
important thing. It's very hard
It's
for
kind of
us
gay.
to compete when they do that artificially.
I'll take that.
And they had to pay a big price when they did it. And they never really did it for very long. I said, we're not going to do business with you anymore as a country. And they believed me.
Trolling
And they
Max
let
is
it go
country.
back up. Instead of putting
control
America
Max's
last,
country as
as the
well.
Biden administration
He's
has
doing right
done
now.
very, very openly and bravely, because I can't
wonder what the point
imagine
of this
saying,
rhetoric
let's
is
put America
after
last.
the
I think it
announcement.
takes courage. We will again put America first.
Getting the train back on the tracks.
Not a broker. Just
Every policy.
I don't know what
Thank
I've
you
missed
very
so
much.
far, but I think
we do love our
much
country,
of the right
isn't it? That's why we're
economy
here.
and getting America back on track.
I didn't need this. I had a very nice,
Just
easy
annoying
life.
ally.
It's this is something I didn't need, and a lot of you people don't need either. But we love our country, and we have to take care of our country. We
I
have
would
to
say
save our
Israel.
country.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That might be
Every policy must be geared toward that which supports the American worker,
real.
the American family,
Real.
and businesses, both large and small, and allows our country to compete with other nations on a very level playing field, which we never had
You don't
until
vote, I can't see the chat.
I came along and the Trump administration came along, and now we're losing it. They're moving back into China. They're moving back into these other countries. It's horrible. That means low taxes, low regulations, and fair trade, much of which I've already completed, but now will
This is for all the boomers out
even
there.
greatly enhance. Other
Lower the
countries
taxes.
should pay for the privilege of coming into the American marketplace. They have to pay to come into our country and make all of that money, take it away from us. And thanks to the Trump administration, still the best and the biggest
I was
country
thinking
in
there'd
the
be a higher
world is
turnout.
what we have. We have
But I
the
imagine
best
it's
and the
quite
biggest. If
expensive.
you remember, for many years, you can
$50,000.
look
Is that
in
the
your
oil right there?
projection books. China was
the
going
oil
to
with
take
that?
over from us as the largest economy in the world in 2018 or 2019. I said, I don't like that timing. And I was with President Xi,
Yeah.
who's now
Yeah,
president
John
for
is,
life.
John is there.
Who do you
I
bring
call
with
him
him?
king. He said, no, I'm not the
Unsure.
king. I said,
Do you
yes,
think
you are the
JJ's
king.
there?
You're president
No.
for life. It's the
Huh?
same thing.
Huh?
But I said,
JJ.
President, you can't do these things. You can't. Remember, they had China 25.
JJ, do you know who
That
he brought with
means
him?
China was going to take over virtually the whole world economy by 25. I said, that's not a nice sign. I don't want that sign. They took it down. They took down the whole slogan. Probably will be coming back at
Do
some
you
point
know-
in the near
oh,
future.
okay.
But I found it very insulting. I said, I find that very insulting. On day one, we will end Joe Biden's war on American energy.
On day one, we will end Joe Biden based.
Politically,
And you
in
will
Minecraft.
see, when that happens, you will see energy costs come down. And because energy is so big and so important, you will see inflation dropping. You will see it come down. It's a thing of beauty. And you wouldn't think it's that complicated. Now, what has
When
been
is Donald Trump going to turn around
complicated
and,
a little
and show
bit
his
is
ass
what's
again?
happened to so many other things. I believe originally started
what we're
by
all
this
waiting for.
energy disaster. We were $1.87 a gallon for gasoline, and now it's hitting $5, $6, $7, and even $8, and it's going to
Crazy.
go really bad. The socialist disaster known as the Green New Deal, which is destroying our country, and the many crippling regulations that
Was
it
that
has
ever
spawned,
implemented, though?
I don't know. These are
will be
all boomer
immediately
talking points,
terminated
though.
so that our country can again
I'm getting
breathe
some serious
and grow and
2016
thrive
vibes.
like it should.
We're back. I missed the Trump speeches.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to go back to Canada's Trump
Very, very
mode, where
much
he's
hurting
just
our
super
country.
racist all the
Germany
time
tried
with
it.
extreme
Germany
rhetoric?
tried
This
it.
never happened.
They were
Because
up
I
for
liked
about a
candidate
year.
Trump more than President Trump
Remember I
personally.
sent to
That guy was
Angela.
awesome.
Hmm.
Remember Angela? Do you remember Angela? Nobody's remembering her now.
Who's
Angela
Angela?
Merkel. I sent her a white flag of surrender. She said, but why do you send this to me, Donald? Let's go. This is a flag of surrender. You are getting 78% of your energy from Russia. And when that happens, history has proven that it's not good for Germany.
Donald.
Just take a look over the last 150 years. It hasn't been good. What I
That's
didn't
a bit-
know would
that's
take
a bit of a
place so
troll.
fast. And Germany closed, as you know, all of its coal-powered plants and its nuclear plants. They closed everything,
Germans
and now they're
seething.
building coal plants.
There's one German guy
And they're
watching.
building them
I think.
fast. And China's building
I hope it
a
gets better
coal
soon.
plant every week. Every week
My
they open up
condolences.
another, and then they talk about
So far, Germany's
all
in the
of
lead for the
the
most annoying.
things that we do environmentally. They are
Splendid.
watching us die with the Green New
English
Deal, with
winning
our
in it.
windmills and with our solar that doesn't have the power to fire
close
up our
behind.
great factories and our great plants. They are watching us die, and they're laughing as it happens. Remember,
Or bring the
economic
coffin to the mic,
security
please.
is national security.
Yes.
And that's what it is. We
Just listen.
need economic security. That is why we will launch an all-out campaign to eliminate America's dependence on China. We will bring our supply chains, which are a disaster right now. You can't get anything, and good luck getting a turkey for Thanksgiving. Number one, you won't get it, and if you
Based?
do, you're going to pay 3 to 4 times more than you paid last year.
The case.
But we will bring our supply chains and manufacturing
Everything
base
costs
back
so
home,
much in your country.
as we were
I have
strongly
noticed this.
doing during the Trump administration,
Everything is
and we
terrible
will
right now, yeah.
systematically bring back wealth,
$5.66
health,
for a
and
bag of
success to
Doritos.
the American middle class
What?
and
Crazy.
to
Yeah,
America
it's so
itself.
We're literally paying
Please.
double for Legos right now. It's so over.
You can trans the kids.
Legos, I think
Please sit down. I feel so
I think
guilty having
inflation
you
has
stand.
outpaced the Lego price lately. I'm not sure,
No.
but like
No, you've been
I've noticed that
standing for
Legos
the whole-
got really expensive.
for the
but they
whole
haven't gotten
event.
more expensive lately when everything else has.
I feel very guilty. I don't want that to happen. To every worker and family struggling to survive in the Biden economy with inflation destroying your
country. So
family and
true.
your life, this campaign will be for you. Help is on the way. Joe Biden has abolished America's borders. We are going to restore and secure America's borders just like we had them before, best ever. We built the wall, and now we will add to it. Now, we built the wall, we completed the wall, and then we said, let's do more, and we did a lot more. And as we were doing it, we had an election that came up. And when they came in, they had 3 more weeks to complete the additions to the wall, which would have been great. And they said, no, we're not going to do that. And that's when I realized that they actually want to have this disaster known as open borders. Hard to believe, isn't it? But one of the reasons we had so much success at the border
Will he
was
touch on
because
Roe
of the
versus
fact
Wade?
that
I hope so.
2 things. We got Mexico
touch
to
on
give us free of
trans?
charge 28,000 soldiers.
Did we
That
get the
helps.
wall mostly completed?
And President of Mexico is
Really?
a great
I
gentleman,
guess I was
by the
psyched
way.
into thinking you
Socialist,
didn't do it
but
at
that's
all.
okay. You can't have everything. But he's a great man and a great friend of mine. But 28,000 soldiers
Roe
while
v.
we were
Wade.
building the wall. And then when the wall was finished, that's how we set all these records. We have records that nobody can even compete with. Right now, it's a disaster. I believe it's 10 million people coming in, not 3 or 4 million people. They're pouring into our country. We have no idea who they are and where they come from.
When have
We have no idea
globalists
what's
ever
happening to our
inflated
country.
numbers?
We're being poisoned.
Never.
Within moments of
Never.
my
It's never
inauguration, catch and release will be gone forever. Remain in Mexico.
England has got the lead on the most.
Remain
annoying
in
ally.
Mexico, which was so important.
Max on
Everybody
suicide
came
watch.
here, they remained here, and they never left. You couldn't get them, you couldn't find them. I had a policy, remain in Mexico. And if you think it was easy for me to get the president of Mexico to agree to that, it wasn't. But we got it.
Well, the
And
problem
they
with
terminated it.
making
Can you
any
believe? So
change
now
and
they
having
come
any
in
foreign
here, they
influence in
stay,
Mexico
and we
is the
have no idea
cartel
where they
controls
are.
so
They
much.
get lost.
Well, like 3 or
It's
4
very
cartels.
dangerous for our country. And
All of
again,
which
I'll
have
say,
bigger
we're going to pay a big price
militaries than
someday
the
for what they're
actual
doing.
government.
We will begin the
Yeah.
process of safely removing the illegal
Libertarian
alien
paradise.
criminals that
Hello,
have
Michael.
been unlawfully allowed into
It's
our
theoretically
country.
possible,
We have no
legally
choice.
speaking, for
We have
Texas
no
to
choice.
declare war itself on Mexico
And in
right now.
restoring
They've
border
declared an
security,
invasion
we will
as of
stop
today.
the flow of
That's-
deadly
really?
drugs and horrible
That's awesome.
human trafficking,
Who's the
which
governor
both
right now?
have
Is that
been
still
set
Abbott?
upon
Yeah, Greg
us
Abbott, yeah.
like
Maybe
never
the Trump
before.
Abbott
The human
endorsement wasn't
trafficking, you
terrible
think
then.
of it as an
That's awesome.
ancient
Abbott seems to get it.
thing. It's not ancient. Because of the internet, human trafficking
I
is
think he'll
worse
be
than it's ever
emboldened by
been
a
in
Trump
history.
candidacy.
And we stopped them at the southern border, which is the #1 port all over the world, the southern border. So much comes through the southern border. #1 port, and we stopped them, and now it's at levels that are many, many, many times what it was just 2 years ago. Biden and the radical left had let loose on this total breakdown of law and order. It was a total breakdown of law and order. I will restore public safety in American cities and other communities that need our help. And if they don't want our help, we're going to insist that they take our help this time. Because, you know, the Democrat governors, these are all Democrat cities. The governors and mayors are supposed to ask for the help, and they would never ask for the help. And yet people are being shot and killed at random like nobody's ever seen before. And we sent in the National Guard in Minneapolis and in other places. In Seattle, we went and we were getting ready to go, and they took over part of the city. And the governors, the Democrats don't want to ever ask to do anything because they don't want to shake things up. In the meantime, the cities are rotting, and they are indeed cesspools of blood. So we're going to go and help them even if they don't want the help. We will give our police back their authority, resources, power, legal protection, and we will give them back their respect. They're great people. And I will immediately launch a no-holds-barred national campaign to dismantle the gangs and clean out the nests of organized street
We're so
crime.
back.
Splendid.
And I'm so back. My name is Nick.
You know, the worst
Short for Vic.
criminals, the worst
Yeah.
gangs are MS-13. And
It's
under
like
the
Vickles. You know.
Barack Hussein Obama administration.
Barack Hussein
Hussein
Obama.
Obama.
Them out because their countries where they came from wouldn't take them. And I learned about that in my first day, I actually say. But I learned about it, and I said, which countries? And it was Honduras and Guatemala. It was El Salvador, some others. And I said, how much do we pay them? Sir, you pay them $750 million a year. That's a
Justice,
lot
we
of
will
money.
need to see the Fuentes
I said, all
stream.
right, stop payment. We're not paying
Yeah,
them
that's what
anymore
we-
because
what
they
we need
wouldn't
in our
accept
life.
them. They would put planes
Apparently he
on
wants
the
to
runway,
jump
so
off a
when our
roof.
plane would come out
Fuentes?
with these gang members
Yeah.
from
I don't blame him.
MS-13. The plane
What,
couldn't
in
land
reaction to
because
this?
other
Yeah.
planes were on the runway. The buses
Why
weren't
is that?
allowed to get through
No-
their borders.
no idea,
because
really.
they had stronger borders
Seems
than we
okay.
did by far.
Donald Trump
They had
hasn't addressed
borders. We don't have
transsexual
borders. They
catboy
have
porn in
borders.
this
Other countries that we defend have
speech,
borders.
so
We
Fuentes is
defend
not
other
an
countries'
appreciator.
borders, but we don't defend our own.
Yes.
But these countries, and I got to know all of the presidents, and prime ministers, I got to know them all. And I said,
That's
all
a
right,
great
stop
amendment.
payment of the $750 million a year.
Oh, it's probably the
They
endorsement
won't
of the
take them, and you could
Latinos,
not get
perhaps.
anybody back in because they sent them
Isn't
out.
he
They didn't just
himself,
come
like-
out. They sent him out. They
Yeah.
don't want the bad ones. They want to keep
He's like
the
a
good
quarter,
ones. They
though.
don't want the bad ones. These are
Better
gangsters
than Vic.
that will kill, and they like
Better
using
than Vic.
knives because a
In
knife
terms
is
of
more
what?
painful. Then again, you've read the stories. MS-13. These are savages. They say, oh, please don't use that name.
Yeah,
They're
fuck
people.
that.
No, they're not. These are savages.
My name's Nick, though,
And so
I'm glad I'm not
we
him.
went along, and I said,
We're
stop
bringing
paying
back
me
Elijah says Fuentes
$750
can suck my
million.
dick.
And I get a call the next morning from the
Bring back the
presidents of
MS-13
every
animals
country
quote.
we're talking about.
Do you remember
Sir, there
that
seems to be a
outrage in
misunderstanding.
2016?
What's the problem? Is there anything we can do? Yeah, you're not taking your MS-13 gang members back that you sent to us. In the caravans, I love the name, I came up with it. I love the name. The caravans, thousands and thousands of people. And in those caravans,
Yeah,
you
Fuentes
have some
Chad is weeping.
rough people. I said, you're not taking them back. Well, we didn't know that this was a problem, sir. Is there anything we can do? I said, yeah, take them back. We would be glad to take them back, sir. They took them back. I still didn't give them the 750, but that's okay. And by the way, now Biden wants to give them $4 billion. They were happy with 750, and now they want to give them $4 billion. Somebody someday is going to explain that one to me. It actually makes you rage with anger when you hear that. They wanted 750 so badly, and now they're getting $4 billion. We will wage war upon the cartels and stop the fentanyl and deadly drugs from killing 200,000 Americans per year. And I will ask Congress for legislation ensuring that drug dealers and human traffickers, these are terrible, terrible, horrible people who are responsible for death, carnage, and crime all over our country.
Base chat.
Every drug dealer during his or her life on average will kill 500 people with the drugs they sell, not to mention the destruction of families. But we're going to be asking everyone who sells drugs, gets caught selling drugs, to receive the death penalty for their
My roommate on
heinous
Suicide
acts.
Watch.
Yo,
Because
death penalty?
it's the only
Yeah, for
way.
drug dealers.
Wow. That's
We
big.
don't need any more blue ribbon committees. We don't need. I don't like to
Hey,
say this, and I
Max,
don't even
my
know if
roommate's
the
going down.
American
Do you want a place
public
to
is
stay in
ready for
America?
it. And a lot of my people say, please don't say that, sir. That's not nice. They kill 500 people each on average. And if you don't do this, in China, when I was with President Xi, I said, President, do you have a drug problem? No, 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 we don't. He looked at me like I didn't know.
He just squinted.
No, we don't have a drug. How come you don't have a drug problem? He said, quick trial. What is a quick trial? I sort of knew. What is a quick trial?
Kill.
That's where if you
kill
get
with
caught
gun.
dealing drugs, you have an immediate and quick trial, and by the end of the day, you're executed.
Wow.
That's a terrible thing. But they have no drug problem. The only drug problem they have is they make the fentanyl that comes into our country, and I had him stopping it. And then when I was gone, nobody ever mentioned it to him again. We were stopping it. That was way down, that number. But they send it in. But they don't have a drug problem. Other countries, like Singapore, has no drug problem. No drug. You ask them, they don't even know what you're talking about when they say drug problem. They don't even know what you're talking about. They have no drug problem. Now, why should they sell there and risk their lives every time they sell when they can come to the United States and nobody even cares? They can do whatever they want to do and become rich. It's a disgrace. So if you want to get rid of that and also bring down your level of crime, probably 75 or 80%, that's the only answer. No more blue ribbon. I refuse to create them anymore. They were just a joke. It was
I think this is
New York people
hyperbase.
wanting to be on a committee for publicity reasons. No. No more blue ribbon committees. That's the only way you're going to solve the problem. And I hope politicians are listening because they should do it quickly. Joe Biden has also proven that he is committed to indoctrinating our children, even
There we
using
go.
the Department of Justice against
I don't
parents
think we'll
who
see an
object.
announcement
it's a
of a
terrible
running
thing.
mate,
It's so sad what's happening.
This speech. That'll be much further down the line.
When I'm in the White House, our schools will
It won't be
cease
Pence, I can tell you that
pushing
much.
critical race theory as they were.
No kidding.
Radical civics and gender insanity, or if they do that, they will lose all federal funding, but we'll get them to stop.
Shrimp in the
And I will be the president who finally fixes education in America. We were doing great. We were starting to really get it right. We will not let men, as an example, participate in women's sports. Is that okay? No men. No men.
No men ever.
Anybody who said that 50 years ago as part of a presidential candidacy would be laughed at. Like, yeah, no shit, retard.
Yeah.
My people tell me, sir, that's politically incorrect to say. I said, that's okay. I'll say it anyway if you don't mind. We've had tremendous.
I'm really glad I can hear you say that.
Tremendous problems, and you know, it's
I love
very
microphones.
unfair to
They
women.
work so
Just
well.
Very, very unfair. We will defend the rights
By
of
the way,
parents.
that's Nick,
and
by the way. I just
we will
jumped over
defend
there.
the
Which is
family
me.
as the center
I just got
of
by my seat.
American
I just want to see what it
life.
sounded like.
But who would think, standing up here 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that
All right, here
a
comes me.
politician, and I don't like to think of myself as a politician, but I guess that's what I am.
I'm actually going to sit.
I hate that thought. But that a politician would be up saying, we will defend parental rights. Of course you're going to defend it. Who would think that we even have to mention this? Who would think it even should be a subject to be talked about? We have to defend parental rights. Can you believe this? As Commander-in-Chief, I will get Biden's radical left ideology out of our military, and I did. And in the first day, they put it back. They signed an executive order, and they put it back. It was gone. We will abolish every Biden COVID mandate and rehire every patriot who was fired from our military with an apology and full back pay.
Very, very
That could actually be
That's massive.
Yeah.
Thank you. And they deserve an apology, and they
This is like the
deserve
Marvel
full
Cinematic
back
Universe
pay, and they'll get
announcements,
it.
but for real
And
human
unlike
beings.
Biden possibly getting us into World War
case.
III, which can seriously happen, I will keep America out of foolish and unnecessary foreign wars, just as I did for 4 straight
Neocons
years.
seething.
We will again have peace through strength. That's all it is. As events overseas have shown, to protect our people from the unthinkable threat of nuclear weapons and hypersonic missiles, the United States must also build a state-of-the-art, next-generation missile defense shield. We need it. The power of these missiles and the power of a word that I refuse to say, nuclear.
Oh.
We have to have it.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And we have to do it, and we actually have
word
the
I refuse to
technology,
say.
and we're going to
Stop
build
it.
it. Just as I
There's
rebuilt
no way
our
he doesn't
military, I will get this
Nuclear.
done. I rebuilt our
Starts with
entire
an N,
military,
ends with
which
a
nobody
hard
talks about.
R.
When I got there, we had jet fighters that were 48 years old. We had bombers that were 60 years old. We had bombers where their grandfathers flew them when they were new. And now the grandchild is flying the bomber, but not anymore. But as I have said before, the gravest threats to our civilization are not from abroad, but from within. None is greater than the weaponization of the justice system, the FBI, and the DOJ. We must conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul to clean out the festering rot and corruption of Washington, D.C.
Drain the swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally the case. I like how when Trump said we shouldn't allow men and women's sports, that's like the most lukewarm take of all time, and he just like dropped it like a bombshell. That was awesome.
Yeah, you know, it's really
Well, they
great.
chant it.
It's great.
Tell, but I'd like to chant along.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm waiting
you're
for all of
welcome, you're welcome.
the American
And I'm
flags
a
to catch on
victim,
fire,
I
and then he
will tell
goes
you.
dark MAGA mode.
I'm a victim. Think of it.
Donald Trump is a
The
victim.
FBI
victim
offered
mentality.
$1 million
over.
to Christopher
Yeah, he's
Steele,
gonna be the next
who wrote
Punisher.
the fake dossier, if he will lie
He's like the
and
Punisher,
say that the fake
you know,
dossier
and we're the.
was true. And he refused to do it, so it had to be really fake.
He's like those.
And then they
Isn't that what
hired
all the boomers
somebody.
do, though?
Demchenko.
Hold on, be quiet. He might be going dark MAGA.
$200,000 a year to focus on Trump and to get Trump and other things, including the raid of a very beautiful house that
Here we
sits
go.
right here. The raid of Mar-a-Lago, think of it. And
Thank you,
I
Vic.
say, why didn't you raid Bush's place? Why didn't you raid Clinton? 32,000
Did he
emails.
just say
Why didn't you
Clintler?
raid Clinton's place? Why
no,
didn't you
he said
do
Clinton.
With Monica
Obama,
Lewinsky.
who took a lot of things with him.
No, sir.
We will dismantle the deep state and restore government by the people.
He talks big game. Hopefully he does it this time around.
Yeah.
To further drain the swamp, I will push for a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. It's time.
Based?
Let's go. Let's go. This is big.
Pelosi.
That actually is unironically huge.
And I will
Absolutely.
ask for a permanent ban on
Stops the,
taxpayer funding of campaigns, a lifetime ban on lobbying by former members of Congress and cabinet members.
Unfathomably
that's
based.
a good
Holy
one,
moly.
This guy's
As
going
much
for
money
it.
as they make, and then they just lie.
No, I see what they make. They leave the White House or they leave Congress, and they're paid millions and millions and millions of dollars a year.
Millions and
No,
billions.
you have to have a ban. We want a ban on members of Congress getting rich by trading stocks with insider information.
Oh,
Also big.
that's big.
Nancy Pelosi. Oh, wait, no.
And
she's-
many of our great members agree with that.
I can see the
They
CNN
actually
headlines
agree
now,
with
like, why
that. And of
Donald Trump's new
course,
policies are actually
we will
fascist.
do whatever it takes to bring back
That
honesty,
is going to be what it is.
confidence,
Mark
and
my
trust in our
100%. Yeah.
elections.
It doesn't seem like a ton, but this is actually dark MAGA mode.
Dark matter.
To eliminate cheating, I will immediately demand voter ID, same-day voting, and only paper ballots.
Yeah, makes sense.
I can't say
Makes
what I want to
sense.
say right now, but I really want to say it.
We're going back to 2012, folks. Tremendous.
2012.
Yeah, with like the paper bowling. This is like the
Oh,
mail-in was
yeah.
only like recently.
Only paper ballots.
I mean, this is great. I mean, this is.
France
to say
just
my
had an
commentary for
election.
afterwards, but-
36 million people voted. It was all done by 10 o'clock in the evening. No complaints. You had a winner, you had a loser. The loser went home. The winner, he's a friend of mine, nice guy. But there was no complaints. And if there is a complaint, you check it out and you can fix it very easily. You can find out what's going on. No. Paper ballots, same-day voting, voter ID. So
Hi,
simple.
Cameron.
And we want all votes counted by election night.
Big.
Darn tootin'.
Wait.
The main thing was like letting just about anyone count the votes. You know, a little bit silly. Like that's kind of like
They
a.
spend all of the money for machines
Kind of a
and all
hole
of this
in all
stuff,
that.
and they end
People
up
are doing
2
it at the
weeks
end of the
later,
day.
3
And, like,
weeks
these
later.
aren't,
By
like,
that time,
neutral.
everyone forgot there was even an election. It's horrible. And this doesn't happen. I said it before. It doesn't happen in third world countries. They do better than we do. It's horrible what's happening with our election and election process.
Yeah, I mean, the
And I'll get
UK's
that
got
job
one.
done. That's
Yeah,
a
right
very
down.
personal job for me.
The
I
third
take that
world.
very personally. But this is just the beginning of our national greatness agenda, and that's what we call it, a national greatness agenda, because our country can be greater than it ever
NGA.
was. Our country was great. Our country's not great anymore. Our country's a laughingstock right now.
Real.
But our country can be greater than it ever was before, by a lot. There will be more, much more to come in the months ahead. There are so many things we can do. Many of them are not even hard to implement. The journey ahead of us will not be easy. Anyone who truly seeks to take on this rigged and corrupt system will be faced with a storm of fire that only a few could understand. Right?
Let alone face.
I
Yeah.
happen to have some children in the front row. They understand. In fact, my one boy, stand up, Eric.
John Doyle? John
Stand
Doyle,
up,
stand
Baron.
up.
He hits his head on the 21st ceiling. Let's go, Baron.
I think he got more subpoenas than any man in the history of our country.
Jared Kushner?
You got more
So
subpoenas?
unfair.
What?
Al Capone, you all heard of the great
Jared
gangster?
Kushner.
Al Capone got far less.
It's Vic's grandpa.
Billy the Kid got almost none.
Ooh, I can't see.
Jesse James, no. Eric Trump got more subpoenas. He's a PhD in subpoenas. They come from Congress.
Did he seriously say his only
And I
son?
appreciate the job you do and the abuse that you've taken.
No, that's not right.
I really
that's
do.
not right.
That would be funny.
We have another kid? Huh?
He's got
He's got 3.
Yeah, he's got like 2.
Aaron, Jared,
3 boys.
Eric.
Oh, what about
And Ivanka?
He's got
Something
Don
in
Jr.,
Trump Jr.?
Eric, Ivanka,
Yeah.
Baron.
and Barron.
Yeah.
Isn't Jared is his son? Yeah.
Son-in-law, married to Ivanka, I believe.
what about Trump Jr.
And it
who's in
hasn't been a
politics?
joyride for our great
that's the
First
same.
Lady either.
Which one is this?
It hasn't
Black
been
man.
a joyride. Stand up, honey.
She's got to be my favorite.
I wonder how it feels to have your dad be the main character.
Oh, that's
I
Baron.
go home and she says, they do love her. I go home and he says, you look angry and upset. I say, just leave me alone. Hasn't been the easiest
Doesn't
thing,
talk to
but she's
women.
been a great first lady and people love her.
Hyper-based.
I don't talk to my wife. I'm a Sigma male.
I say, leave me alone, woman.
We will be resisted by the combined forces of the establishment, the media, the special interests, the
The
globalists,
GAP.
the Marxist radicals, the woke
Ben Shapiro.
corporations, the weaponized power of the federal government, the colossal political machines, the tidal wave of dark money, and the most
Dark
dangerous
matter?
domestic
Dark?
censorship
Did he
system
just say Israel?
ever created by man
Ligma
or
man.
woman.
You're imagining
The
things.
most dangerous system we've ever had. We will be attacked. We will be slandered.
Everybody in the
We
chat
will be
continue to shill
persecuted
SDS in the
just as
Rumble
I
stream,
have
please.
been. I mean, I have been, but many people in this room have been.
When we get 1,000 subs,
But we
if
will
we get it by the
not
end of this week,
be
we're tasing
intimidated.
Sam
we
in the
will
butthole.
persevere. We will stand
This is
tall in the
actually true.
storm. We will march forward into the torrent.
Also,
and
shilling the
we,
Sam Bailey
in the
show,
end,
ironically
will
and
win. Our
ironically, is a
country will
fantastic
win.
bit.
We will win.
No one said that. You're probably imagining
My fellow
things.
Americans,
Yeah, I
we will
think it's all
join
in your
together and reverse this staggering American decline, and it is staggering indeed. And we will again restore the spirit of our nation.
Yeah,
And then we must
he's
build
gonna buy me a
and
cattle prod.
raise up a legacy that will stand without
Trump?
equal in the entire history of the world. With your help, we will create communities where our children will grow up safe and strong, and a nation where they will grow up free, prosperous, and well. We will reestablish the principles of
Base
hard
poll
work
yet
and merit,
again.
and end the scourge of homelessness that is plaguing our beleaguered Democrat-run cities. We will heal our divisions and bring our people back
Democrat,
together through
in heavy
incredible
quotations.
success. We will defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We will expand the frontiers of human knowledge and extend
Cringe.
the horizons of human achievement. And we will plant our beautiful American flag very soon on the surface of
the moon.
Mars, which
The Mars?
I got
Based.
started.
Ooh, Mars. I would love to go
But
to Mars.
we need everyone involved. We need everyone's help.
Russian kid
we
beat us
need
there.
to look out for one
Space Race
another.
2.0.
Boris.
We need to be friends, and we need every patriot on board.
I'm a patriot. Trump needs me.
Stand down and
Yes,
stand
sir.
by.
Stand back. and
Because
stand
this
by.
is not just a campaign.
All out
This
now.
is a quest to save our country. Talking about saving our
This is actually true.
Yeah, it's,
Irony aside.
no, like I think it's actually good that he acknowledged that this is not. It's not the political game that a lot of people think it is.
Thank you.
Doge Boy is
Thank you very
correct.
much.
Sinking billions into going
Thank
to
you
Mars
very
is
much.
kind of cringe.
I am
Yeah, it's
asking
like,
for
you know,
your
like
vote.
I say, as a means to
I am
what?
asking for your support, and I am asking
also,
for
we
your
have a lot to
friendship
do
and
here.
your prayers.
A
This
lot.
Oh, I think Mars is
very
real.
incredible
There's
but
that too.
dangerous
Where
journey.
did they get the Mars bars?
If our movement remains united and
We're also
confident,
16 trillion in
then
debt,
we
so
will
money doesn't
shatter
actually mean
the
anything
forces
anymore,
of
so we
tyranny,
may as
and
well.
we will unleash the
It only means
glories
anything
of
to like
liberty
you
for
and me when we want to
ourselves
buy
and for our children
Goislop.
and for generations yet to
Sob
come.
chow.
America's golden age is just ahead, and together we will make America powerful again.
Make
Oh, he
America
debated me.
powerful again.
I thought he was going to say the one.
We will make America wealthy again.
We're like the maps,
Mawa.
but with an A.
We will make America strong
Aw,
again.
dang it.
Massa.
Here we go. Here we go. This
We
is
will make America proud again.
Here
We
we go, here
will
we go.
make America safe.
Here we go. Here we
We
go.
will
Here we go.
make America glorious.
Here
Come on, man.
And we will make America great again.
Let's go! Boom! Yeah!
We're so back.
We are back, boys. Okay, Max in the driver's seat now. Max in the driver's seat. Nick, hop over here.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
We
Nick,
can't play
also
that
me.
song.
Is also him. Also over there.
It's okay. We get 15 seconds before they can copyright us.
Is that true?
I think that was a bit more than 15 seconds though.
Okay, here's my take. Are you?
Hang on, wait a second.
Are you? Yeah, are you hosting?
Go
Okay,
ahead and
wait
give
a
it.
second.
Give it. Give it.
No,
Go.
no. Max is hosting. Max is hosting.
Max is back. We are back. Max is back. We've got the short man technical issue again. Please stand by.
That's not a good look.
The joke is on
This is embarrassing. Isn't my mic just cut out? You guys can.
That one's
testing.
not
Testing.
working.
Okay,
you're
we're
good,
good.
you're
Okay, now it's working.
We're good. We're good. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. That was epic.
It was so fresh and clean.
So fresh. Just so fresh, so clean.
Just like a Sigma machine.
Sigma machine, fresh, clean.
Vic, I know you're new to this thing, but you gotta speak closer to that microphone.
Yeah, and don't spin around.
Okay, Dad.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
So, chaps, what do we think? Trump 2024, is he likely to win?
If he gets the candidacy, Donald Trump will win, unless they
Based.
cheat. I mean, not that that happens ever, but I mean, if somebody were to cheat,
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, but why are we even discussing that? Because that's never happened.
right? So here's the take. So James Younger, you know who? Okay, you know the dude who had his children taken away from him. He had a crazy ex-wife.
The
who
Texas guy.
Yeah, the Texas guy. He was running for governor in Texas. He makes a really good point. His whole thesis is basically, we don't need to be so black-pilled. We have tremendous legal power without like being like, oh, boogaloo, boogaloo, that sort of thing. We have tremendous legal power that we can utilize to actually take things back. We don't have to go dark MAGA mode. It's so over mode every single time something happens. Now, I understand that people really want something nasty or really want to go dark MAGA mode, especially considering the things that are going on right now. But I'm conflicted, and I'll explain why later, but I'm tentatively white-pilled because Donald Trump is saying, here are some very simple legal steps that we can take to get rid of the corruption in the country. And I think that that's great in theory because it doesn't require us to be so, I guess, like emotionally invested all the time. Not that we shouldn't be, but we don't have to, I may be coping here. I'm admitting that I may be coping, but I think that it is tentative. I'm tentatively optimistic that we can take a legal, like a very above board legal route that is almost even possibly appealing to the middle of the road. That said, I am also disappointed that he didn't go dark MAGA mode. There wasn't a lot of energy. I mean, there was more energy than every other politician ever, but when you compare it to Trump, generally, there wasn't a lot of energy.
Trump 2016 was far more.
No. I do think, though, there is currently a national Adderall shortage, so I have to imagine that has something to do with Donald Trump's low energy.
True. We're going to now play a game of Discover the Secret Libertarian Among Us.
Among Us?
Vic, opinions on Donald Trump saying that he will provide the death penalty for any drug dealers?
Yeah, I mean,
Vic, I know you're new to
think
this,
so.
so I gotta let you know is you gotta speak closer to the microphone.
yeah, I think it's
Posture
pretty
check.
cool.
Posture check.
Posture check. That's why I was like that. Okay, I'll try to do that. It's pretty cool. I think it's all right. I think it's kind of nice. I don't know.
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
Well, no. I did. I don't know. I don't know too much about death penalty.
Well, basically,
So
you go in a
basically they
room and
kill
you don't
you.
come out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, like, I don't know. Do we have the authority to do that? You know,
I'm conflicted here
I
as well.
think we do. I mean, in certain cases, like, let's say if there's some guy who's going around killing people. What do we do with about him? So there's that. But I don't know. Do we have the authority to do that kind of stuff on our own
I'm conflicted.
all the time?
I'm conflicted from a religious standpoint.
Yeah, me too.
I
Like,
mean, I would like to see people saved before they die.
yes.
I think we should give them the option. Absolutely give them the
Well, we
option.
give them the option. They've got like 30 years in forever prisons where they actually die.
I'm going to make a liberal argument here, but I am a little bit concerned that people who have personal stashes of any narcotic are going to be classified as drug dealers.
That's true. What is the limit for what is classed as?
Now, the limit is extremely high, but it is theoretically possible. Now, the obvious response is, well, just don't walk around with a shitload of drugs. and that's true. But
Or maybe just don't do drugs.
But what classifies you as a drug dealer is very different in a lot of different states, and it varies by locality.
Yeah.
So I am worried that, especially in some of the places where it's more stringent, not that it shouldn't be stringent, I just think that it shouldn't be particularly stringent if we're going to go, take you out back, put you out to pasture.
Did I hear that right? So he said death penalty for drug dealers? Is
Yes,
that?
sir.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. The crazy thing is,
Yeah,
is
sure.
that,
We
like,
don't.
what's
But
happening
we don't
in
even have
Oregon-
we don't even have a federal death penalty for child molesters right now. But
Wait,
we're going
really?
to do that for drug dealers. Like, we're putting the cart before the horse, in my opinion.
The argument is that drug dealers kill people, so we should kill them.
Yeah, but we don't even have the death penalty for murders established.
Yeah, yeah.
Murderers. I mean,
See, he's easing us into we kill drug dealers, but also, while we're doing that, maybe we could kill a few other people.
I'm not.
That's a very bizarre
Am I
place to
grabbed?
start, though. Like, why not start with the most obvious, pedophiles and
Well, I think the reason he's
rapists
starting
and
here is
killers.
is what,
And
what he said in his speech was that. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. What he said in his speech was that a lot of these other countries are providing the death penalty for drug dealers, and America is not. So by America not doing that, they're opening up the people coming from countries that are providing the death penalty to drug dealers to actually come here and deal drugs.
I think it's a stretch to say that anybody who's dealing drugs really has the mobility to just go off to America like, I'm going to deal drugs here now because the marketplace is free.
I mean, that's exactly what happens. I mean, the drugs are.
if we're talking about
in the US,
if we're talking about like
imported.
a cartel,
Yeah.
an institution, absolutely. But I mean, if we're talking about individual drug dealers, I don't. But I'm not sure what are you talking about.
That's just distribution, right? So it goes from the cartel to the guy.
But that was also in with him speaking about fentanyl, right? So is he referring to just those who are dealing fentanyl? Is he talking about the drug smugglers that are coming over?
It seems specific.
It skimmed over me. I was like running around and such, but I didn't hear it. But I would think that it would be. There's more context to it, right?
I wonder if his decision to bring up drug dealers specifically had anything to do with like George Floyd, who had fentanyl in his system when he was killed.
No,
Fun
we all
fact.
know. Listen, we all know that
That's not
George
even
Floyd
true.
died because of COVID.
Oh, that's true. But I mean, it's
And not
drugs
the
are
fentanyl
fresh in everyone's
and
minds,
methamphetamine and
talking
nicotine.
about
the lethal amounts.
groomers and
and
things
lethal
like
amounts
that.
in amounts previously established to be lethal by a study specifically in the area
study?
where he died of COVID/racism.
Something like that.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, yes, his death was legally registered.
Hey Vic, I know you're new to the show, so I'm gonna have to ask you to move closer to the microphone.
It was legally registered as a COVID death, as well as
Was it
being
actually?
a murder.
Was it actually registered as a COVID death?
I'm pretty sure someone told me that, and that's good enough for me. So I think
Okay.
so.
I'm unsure.
I think so.
Okay, so
That
to
means
clarify
yes.
some of this is that there were two autopsies that were done, and
Yes.
that one said that, but then the other one was kind of shuffled away from the media, and it said that yes, he had fentanyl in his
I
system,
believe one of those autopsies was done by the same person who does all kinds of other autopsies on all other famous people who died.
I believe so. I think one of the guys who did it
Like
also
the
did
celebrity
Epstein's. That might be
forensic
fake
pathologists.
news.
What is the best way
One
to
more time?
die?
Like the celebrity
on it.
forensic pathologists. Like Cyril Wecht was the one who did like JFK and Michael Jackson. But that's not who did it, but that sort of guy.
That's a coincidence because you and I were talking about how those two were killed.
No,
with,
we were not.
yeah, we did.
No,
that never happened.
because that
That
didn't
didn't
happen.
happen.
You're mistaken.
because-
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
I
true.
don't remember
You're
that
imagining
conversation.
things.
It's
No.
true.
No,
So-
sorry.
It's true.
Okay, so we know who the libertarian is here. It's
They
Sam from
can't,
the Sam
they
Daily
can't
Show.
see when
Same
you
from the
point.
Sam Daily Show.
I'm pro death penalty for drug dealers because that means there will be an empty slot in the producer chair.
True. He's correct. It's going to bring down all crime massively. I mean, if you look at the amount of crime caused directly or indirectly by drugs,
Absolutely.
it's going to drop off a cliff, frankly.
Do you think that going off like drugs specifically, do you think that's going to tie into giving drugs to trans kids, for example?
No,
Dealers of things
no,
like
they're
that?
talking about illegal drugs, not like
No,
oh,
but
you've
that-
got your
He's
epilepsy
just making a
medication. I'm now
shitty
going to
joke.
shoot
Let
you
him
in
make
the
him
face.
shit. Let him make a shit.
I like where he's going with that
That was
though.
a-
Is
that
that
was
if
a-
you
Okay.
do give kids hormone hormone or testosterone. If you give little girls testosterone, I think that's
well. The people who are producing these things illicitly would be classified as drug dealers. As a second point, just to your point, some anti-convulsants are scheduled, so you would theoretically be a drug dealer.
I should also mention that, and I don't want to say this, maybe I will, but I won't, but I definitely will, is that wasn't the vaccine a little bit of a drug, right? And wasn't Donald Trump pushing it? So in theory,
I love the vaccine. I have 12.
Yeah,
that explains a lot.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, you do have bad gas.
Yeah. What other policies did he say that he would instate? I think the paper ballot I would love to discuss.
I was just exactly about to talk about.
It was good enough for like 120 years.
That is yummy and cool, and I like.
It's yummy.
It is theoretically really cool. One problem though, how's he going to do that if they just could keep abusing exactly what they did before to keep him out of office? What if they just do it again? They did it once.
Fake news.
They have another precedent. They could say, it's the exact same thing that happened before. So
are you referring
they're
to
just coping and seething again?
You're referring to issues with voter fraud. Not that happens.
Because it most certainly.
It did. It was whenever it was Hillary and Donald Trump.
Very true.
You're
very true.
crazy.
Russian collusion.
Are you referring to, issues with the voting system or kind of manufactured consent where these people, like the mainstream media, would lie to make people?
I'm referring mainly to the just how they just got rid of whatever it was. I forget all the talking points, but they got rid of all the Republican votes or something, and then they got all these like fake.
This didn't happen.
But yeah,
all these like fake Democrat ones, like we just overnight
they
we
won't
just
take the
all have all these thousands and hundreds of thousands of
that never happened.
That's crazy. It didn't happen.
True,
let's say hypothetically.
Let's say hypothetically they just said, "Whoopsie, we just have all these like Democrat votes."
No, just say Republican votes, and then let's pretend it was the Hillary.
Okay.
Because Republicans were committing.
Somebody,
votes.
okay,
it's true.
Somebody in the chat is saying that they would like to see drug dealers and other criminals rehabilitated rather than murderificated.
Well, and that gets back to the whole we want to try to save people.
It depends to what extent. I mean, I would like
how can you do that?
I would like the 19-year-old kid down the road who deals a bit of whatever to maybe be given the chance to reconsider his life. I doubt they will be reinforcing the death penalty for people that deal weed.
Okay,
and
so
things like marijuana, although that's going to be legal in basically the entire country.
And it's worth noting that he didn't say we're just going to execute everyone. LOL. You're going to have a speedy trial. We're going to consider various things, and if you fit this certain category,
okay,
he didn't say what any of that was.
He didn't. I think what Nick's trying to say is that he didn't say you deal drugs, you're dead. He said he's saying we are making it an option for the most heinous offenders. That we could theoretically kill them because we want to disincentivize.
I think what we're going to see, we're not going to see the guy on the street get killed. We're going to
El
see
Chapo types.
Yeah. We're going to see that. Well, maybe lesser as well. We're going to see the distributors and the suppliers that distribute to the guys on the street. It's also going to be for certain drugs. I think. I don't think that people that deal with things like marijuana are going to be killed. I think that Class A, Class B drugs certainly.
Okay, so now what is the downfall to him saying that? Is that the media is going to absolutely take that and run with it?
But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It does not matter.
What?
He could have said we're going to give everybody a free unicorn.
The media's going to lie about Trump? Yo, is this a new episode? I've never seen it before. This is a new episode. Guys, check it out. But,
crazy.
Yeah, another thing, too, I was going to say is that couldn't they, because... Like you said, what about weed? Weed's not legal. Okay, well, how about we just, they say we just make the other drugs legal.
Well, they've done that in Portland, haven't they?
Here's the flip side.
Or they decriminalised them, rather.
Well, there you go.
I imagine
now it's no longer an offence.
Decriminalisation, if it were a countrywide enforcement, then I assume that would kind of be vetoed.
I also think that this is something that he did say that is the farthest stretch of actually happening.
Yeah, that was to rile people up. That's why he didn't say it with everything else. He said it specifically to get people to go, right at the start.
Here's the flip side. We have spent the last 2 years of the Biden presidency seeing our country absolutely pillaged for foreign aid to the point that, it's not just, oh, this economic thing is happening and that's theoretically bad. No, we're paying more for gasoline.
Doritos, Lego.
Not that we should be eating Doritos, but we are paying more for Doritos. We're paying more for Legos, a necessity. We're paying more for every single thing we need to raise families. In those families, if you have children and you send them to schools, they're going to be indoctrinated and probably molested by your purple-haired teacher.
True.
And Joe Biden has publicly supported the transition of children and giving them all sorts of hormones.
That is what he was missing.
Joe Biden and the Biden administration for the past 2 years has raped our country and wants to rape your kids, and that is a fact.
Studies say that that's not necessarily true, but do go on.
Studies say that I'm incredibly disappointed. Part of me is incredibly disappointed that Donald Trump didn't say, we're going to, in Minecraft, bomb these people to death. We're going to take back every single institution.
That's the stream.
And part of me is really disappointed.
No, he's talking about in Minecraft.
In Minecraft. In the Heck Off Call Me Minecraft server.
True.
Link in the description.
We're gonna set up one of those dispenser redstone TNT cannons.
Oh yeah.
Blow 'em up.
I'm not.
You're making the British man feel so uncomfortable.
The case.
I am not sure if it matters what Donald Trump said. He is going to be demonized. He's going to be villainized. We know that he's anti-establishment. He might as well have just said what everybody wants to hear. What his diehard
Let's
fans
stop transing the kids.
really
That's
want.
The one thing
Let's stop molesting our kids. Let's stop raping our economy. Those are the two things that are really important. Those are the things that hit home because those are the things that we actually see affecting us. We can talk about economic policy for a million years, and it may take a million years for us to see the effects of a lot of these things that people are like, yeah, actually, you should be doing it.
Taxes.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care about Social Security right now. My kids, proverbial, are being molested.
Also proverbial.
And I can't even drive to pick them up because my Ford F-150, diesel Ford F-150, I can't fill with gas because it costs $92 a gallon.
But that whole entire thing was targeted towards the boomers, and I think you nailed it right there. He didn't talk about that. He didn't talk about that, which is the biggest issue. I wish he would have come out and the first thing he said, folks, we have the Assistant Secretary of Health is a man pretending to be a woman. What? Does that make you feel uncomfortable again, British man?
No, I'm just touching on the fact that I don't know what's allowed and what isn't allowed on YouTube.
He is seen and he is validated.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's all right. Okay.
He is a woman.
If Elijah Schaefer says it, it's probably all right. Other than that one thing he said,
a man pretending to become is that not? I think that's cool.
I think that was 2019 allowed, maybe not anymore.
In any case,
I've heard Matt Walsh say it.
Oh, okay.
But then again,
also, do you think he's maybe saving the more extreme rhetoric for later?
I was just going to say that. Yeah, this may be a fundraising tactic because the boomers are the ones who are gonna funnel him their entire pension.
Yeah, well, this could be a speech. In fact, I bet you anything that's what it is. Is that you're entirely right? It's that this whole entire speech was entirely targeted towards boomers. So why would he say any of the things?
I'm not getting Christmas presents this year because my grandpa will spend all of his money on Donald Trump campaign donations.
If you ask nicely, he'll get you a MAGA hat.
I do think that that's probably a good thing though, because I don't see that it would be optimal for Trump to spend time in speeches trying to appeal to people our age, because frankly most of our generation is not going to be changed by Donald Trump. They either love him or hate him at this point. I think most of the country does, but
so what you're saying is basically the voting base that matters is going.
Well, I think you're conflating our age with our stage in politics.
As Kamala Harris said today, what do we know about the 18 to 25-year-olds? They're stupid.
What do we know about rolling?
And nothing is going to change, and they're all still going to vote for Joe Biden because they hate Donald Trump.
The case. You said mean things when I was 12.
That's actually true. I did the math. I was 12 the first time I was exposed to Donald Trump.
Wow.
Much like many people were 12 the first time they were exposed to Joe Biden.
Bro.
That's a good one.
That's great. Can we do a mini Q&A? I would love a Q&A.
Does anybody in the chat want to speak up? And,
I'm going to grab the chat.
And people keep asking about Super Chat. Apparently with the Super Chat is that you have to get, I think, 1,000 subscribers.
We'll tase his anus and then you can super chat it if you like it.
Stop saying that.
You hear that?
Yes, please.
1,000.
Can you say will anus his tase or something?
Anal tasing.
If we get to 2,000 subscribers, we will brand ourselves on the butt with the Sam Daly Show logo.
Any of us Catholics?
I like that one.
Any of us Catholics? Right, we're going to do a speed round, okay?
No.
Considering it.
No, yes or no?
Maybe? I don't know.
No.
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 Sam?
Oh no, I said no right off the bat.
There's your answer, big guy.
Question.
Somebody says, how do you hear? Let me read these off here.
Husband wants to watch John Adams instead.
Ooh.
Who's John Adams?
How do we
Why is he
get
not as cool as
Doyle
me?
to be Trump's press secretary? Well, there would be a bomb set off in like Ukraine or something in 2023, and then by 2025 it would put out a dissertation on it.
That's not nice. He's working hard, okay?
No.
Shout out to John Doyle for bringing us together.
Fair enough.
Very true.
Splendid
Before we go
fellow.
into a second question, I wanted to bring back
Do you think
something
Joe-
Owen said earlier. I'm talking right now. I have the talking stick.
I'm talking.
Excuse me.
I have the talking soap.
Speak then.
One thing I disagree with Owen on is his disappointment in not going dark MAGA mode. I would actually say he kind of did. It didn't look like how we wanted it to or how we expected it to. But going after like Nancy Pelosi specifically with the inside baseball on stocks and things like that, having specific ways and examples of like, here's what the swamp is doing, here's how we target those. He's, instead of just a general drain the swamp tactic, he's got more here's A, B, C that they're doing. Let's focus in on those and do something about that. And I think that is massive.
And the great thing about term limits and the insider trading ban is that career politicians are absolutely seething. And we're not going to see, hopefully, we're not going to see these guys that don't do their jobs and they just come and collect a paycheck and just say, well, we don't like taxes, do we? Every 4 years. We're going to see people have to put actual effort in order to, make a change, and we're gonna really see these people that actually want change in the country and don't just want, what is it, 80 grand a year? These guys pick up and go home and then
80 grand a month.
a month, really? Wow. And
Well,
then
following it is that they have all these endorsements, right?
Millions
so they go to
on
all
the-
these different events and
yeah.
whatnot.
Oh,
They
and the
get paid.
expenses. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is that I'm don't hold me to it. Is that I don't know much about. I mean, I do know a lot about the government.
Doesn't know who Andrew Jackson is.
That was a bit.
No, it wasn't.
But what I'm saying though is that after a politician gets out of office, is that what happens is that then that's whenever he gets paid, right? That's whenever a politician gets paid for everything that he did while he was in office, right? Otherwise, they get so entrenched in the swamp that they're making the money from the stock market. So I think it was really solid what he said there is going after the stock market deal, right? Is that and term limits is because what are these other politicians going to say? Is that they're going to say, well, Donald Trump, da, 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 and all he's going to do is say, well, that's because I want to short their term limits and I want to kick them out of the stock market. Boom.
Rude.
And that's your dark MAGA.
Then maybe
I think you're right.
Maybe you'll hit him with a bit of
Nick.
good old-fashioned sexism.
Nick, I think you're right.
Would be on fire.
Nick.
That's right.
Well, so do we think that Joe Biden will live to the next election?
Easily.
That's an
Hopefully not.
interesting one.
Easily.
You think?
With all that
To
shit
be
that they're
fair,
pumping
I'm
into him?
surprised that he hasn't had an accident yet.
Will the stimmy juice sustain him?
Oh yeah, no, they're pumping them up with that.
Oh, yeah.
They got a good supply.
It's got the Captain America juice.
Well, I recently saw a video
Captain
where
Joe.
he looked like he was somebody mentioned that he looked like an exoskeleton. Like there was something like.
There are
Like
some
about him?
videos where it looks like he's been deep faked, or at least had a like different background in front of him. With,
There was the
face
famous one with the green screen where he was walking.
of course, none of
towards-
this is true. This is just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
speculation.
this is
on
all
part.
bull.
There was speculation on a video that I saw that showed his hand moving through some cameras as if they had just been layered into the frame.
We
We've
are
got a-
propagating fake news as a bit.
We've got a question
It's
in the chat
okay,
right
because
now.
we're acknowledging
How
it.
old is everyone?
Hey! I'm playing Preston right
Whoa,
now.
well, I'm
okay?
the cool guy.
I'm aware of that. You don't need to. I got it covered. I got this whole entire. So I got you. I
I'm
got
14.
you, Max. Okay, so Max is 14.
That's
And
why
Lucy.
I'm here with Sam.
Yes. Can you actually say your real age so that you know?
He's actually 13.
So I'm 21. Vic, you are 22.
No, I'm 12.
Guys, come
Okay.
on.
Mentally
This is gonna look
retarded
bad.
does
This-
not mean you're 12.
I'll make this easy for you. Vic is 22. I'm 21. Nick
I'm
is,
Aiden Husky.
Nick is 25, which is also how many inches tall he is. Owen is 19, and Sam is Sam, we're allowed to say your age and marital
52?
status.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, Sam's-
I've got the most life in here.
Sam's 30.
30?
Yeah.
He's old as shit, bro.
Yeah, I know.
He's
but
only 30.
He's a million.
the best. Yeah,
Damn, he's already 30?
When is Max
no, he
moving to
can't be that
America?
old. How
Max
old
will,
is he?
Max will hopefully move to America.
Max, you got to
someday.
stop reading the comments. It's going to go down a really just the drain. It's going to go backwards like in your country when you look at the
Yeah,
toilet.
you have to be very careful, Max, because somebody might ask what food you would have come out of your belly button and what sound would it make when it comes out, and you do not want that happening again.
Okay. Hey Sam, ask me the question. Then.
Question about what?
There's a question in chat. You should be on it.
Yeah, I know. It's the question is about what, and it's from JJ.
Oh no, the one after that.
Oh,
no.
the one after that.
No.
All right. So you got. Do you think Joe Biden will live? I like that
No,
one. Yeah,
we did that.
We hit that.
What was
And then
JJ's
Kyle
question?
has a
Sam, you're
line.
not funny. Just ask the question.
This is why you let
I'm not.
Max
I'm not
just-
trying to be funny. I'm trying to read through this and.
Evidently, you're not trying to be funny.
This is, this is why Max runs the stream, folks. This is why it's the Max Daily Show.
I'll ask the question.
When is Max moving
when
to
are
America?
you moving to America?
Thank you. What a great, insightful question. I've decided I'm probably gonna lay off on moving to America for 5 to 10 years. I think I've got some very good business opportunities and employment opportunities in the UK.
Oh.
Great. That I would not want to miss out on. I think I'd hopefully move here once those businesses are up and running. Once I've met someone, I'd like to spend time improving myself before running to the other side of the world.
I'll
because
take
you've
this
got
next
guns.
question. Why isn't Sam funny?
Same.
He's 30, unmarried, and autistic.
Ouch.
We love Sam, though, don't we?
Well, on that
Sam, we
bombshell,
love you,
should we
great.
should we wrap up?
Why
Yeah.
am I not funny?
Can we? Should we
Yeah,
wrap
let's go
up?
ahead and wrap up.
Whoa,
How you doing?
wait,
This
I
is
wanna
Sam
know,
from
what
the
was
Same- yeah,
JJ's
Hey,
what-
no, this is the Max Daily
Whoa,
Show.
whoa. What was JJ's question?
JJ didn't have a question.
Yeah, he
JJ
did.
did
He
not
was
have a
asking.
question.
JJ's
JJ,
always
ask a question
asking.
so we can talk to you, please.
JJ is always asking. Trust me.
Okay,
JJ,
I'll keep an
end
eye.
off the
Katie,
stream, JJ.
wait. Katie. Oh no, Ancy says that's so mean. Ancy, I want to just tell you. Listen, if people are not throwing spears at you, then you're doing something wrong. Okay.
Unironically
No. If they're in your tight circle and they keep throwing spears at you,
Maybe they're based in
and
correct.
Yeah.
let's say that they sleep within 25 feet from you, then and you have butcher's knives, then
Cringe.
let's just
Unfortunately,
let it
all
play
the
out. We'll
butcher
let it play
knives
it
are
out. Play
dulled
it out.
because Max put them in the washing machine.
We've got a question from JJ for Vic. Vic, how do you get such a masculine voice?
Well, you rock the Duke Nukem t-shirt.
Vic, I know that you're new here, so go ahead and move closer to the microphone.
You rock the Duke Nukem tee. You rep the D, and then I don't know.
I know that you're new here, so
You grow a third nut. I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened. I just one day I was like 14, and then they just dropped.
And he goes like this. Middle of a sentence.
Yeah, it's true.
Would you rather have a finger for a tongue or tongues for fingers? I think it's time to wrap up the
Tongues for
stream.
fingers? No. I'll answer that because that's actually a decent question. I would say tongues for fingers
No, it's
because
not.
yeah, it is because tongues have a really special texture for picking things up, and that would be great.
do you know why I disagree?
Why?
Because if the finger's long enough, I can effectively pick my nose by just opening my mouth and go.
I don't know. If I'm assuming it's like just like the normal length, then it would be like you couldn't even like extend it out of your mouth.
The issue
know, I've got-
with tongue fingers is that you have to taste everything you touch.
Yeah, but that's like good with food, but that's terrible if you work manual labor.
Or do literally anything other than eat food.
Yeah.
Unless you're just
So-
going to sit there and like stroke your food. Talking of things
Plus, you have taste buds other places than your tongue, right? So if you had the finger,
Name one.
your throat. You have taste buds in your throat.
What do you mean?
Carry on.
I've never tasted anything in my throat. What are you talking about?
Vic, we know that's not true. Moving on.
Okay, we are going to wrap up now, chaps. This is going to be a
Max, I know
shameless.
you're new to the show, so please speak into the microphone.
This is going to be a shameless plug for the Sam Daily Show. You see the soap? The lighting here is awful, so you're probably not going to be able to see the faint outline of the Sam.
Wait, is that
Daily.
one mine?
Has it got a bite mark on it?
Does it have like the Sam pube on it?
Oh yeah, that's limited edition, but
It was limited edition. That's why. Hang on. That is. That had.
That better not be the one with the bite mark on it if it
That
has the same.
has-
It's got, it does
That
have a bite mark.
That was a
There's a
limited
reason-
edition
there's a
line, and
reason I let
you
you
ruined
bite
it
it.
by taking
You
a bite.
fucking
into it.
ruined it by taking a bite.
Dude,
It had
okay.
a pube on it. It
Okay,
was
okay.
perfect.
Vic, I know you're new to the show, but
It had.
shut the hell
It
up.
had.
Mute
It
this guy.
had
Mute
the
this guy.
Sam pube from the Sam Daily endocrine system on there, and you fucking ruined it. Damn. Seriously though.
Okay.
But yeah, it's crazy.
So, as per, if you're watching this live stream, you likely stink. We all stink. We're some
yeah.
stinky guys.
Oh yeah.
Stinky men. One, two,
Stinky
three,
men.
if you will.
Yeah.
And 4 and 5. Head over to samdailyshow.com, subscribe and get your free soap. I know that we've got some subscribers in the channel now, JJ, who have got some soap. So we'd be interested to hear about your reviews, how nice it tastes, whether you've been
Not
using
good.
it.
Does not taste good. Can confirm.
If you could post it back to me after 2 to 3
I don't
uses,
believe
JJ, that would be greatly appreciated. Of course, we joke. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Hope you've enjoyed looking at Trump's splendid announcement. We will hopefully be back tomorrow for more mischief. Unsure what yet. I'm being cut off by some awful music.
That was great music.
My apologies. So we're going to be back tomorrow. Unsure what we're discussing yet. However, we'll get a marvellous show to you. It'll be incredibly funny. Do tune in. It'll be about 7 Central again.
I have an idea for tomorrow's stream.
That's crazy. Save it though.
Okay. We'll be back Thursday as well with Mo Rhino Watch Josh, hopefully. We're going to discuss what you can do in your local area in order to really get involved and make a difference. And hope that Trump's
Yes.
2024...
And I think we're also discussing fentanyl. Right?
Are we? Oh, sure.
I think so.
Yeah, if
That's-
we want.
That sounds based. So, hopefully...
We might get our intern to try.
So, within the next 2 years, if we want Trump's presidency to really happen, everyone's going to need to get involved. Everyone's going to need to get off Among Us and get on the streets, I suppose.
And call your local representative.
Call your local rep. We're now going to sound out to...
And recycle.
We're gonna sound out, I think, to the real Slim Shady.
Do 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 do.
May I have your attention, please? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I repeat, will the real Slim Shady...